Sean O'Malley. Quick breakdown of these fighters. O'Malley is probably more of the striker. He's 14-1 in his last few fights. Paiva is 21-3. They both won their last fights. O'Malley has the reach advantage at 72 inches, whereas Paiva is 69.5 reach advantage. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm here with a special guest. You guys don't know him, but he's a very special person, part of our team, Team Cáceres. This is Luke Godbold. Luke, good to have you here, buddy. Very tough jiu-jitsu, blue belt. He will break you. He has done that to a few people. And very, very good kid. I say kid, but he's a man. Anyway, Luke, good to have you here.
Thank you, boss.
All right, awesome. What do you think of the first fight? You got Sean O'Malley, you got Paiva, two strikers. O'Malley has a very weird style. What do you think's gonna happen today?
I think Paiva. I've never think Sean is actually going to win because of it. He leaves large openings. He's very open to takedowns. So if Paiva capitalizes on that, I think he could be in some trouble. But if Paiva hasn't fought someone like O'Malley before, then that could prove problematic, especially on the striking side of things. So we'll see. I won't make any bold predictions.
I agree. O'Malley has a very unorthodox style. A lot like an Eastern martial artist. He throws a lot of roundhouses, a lot of snap kicks, a lot of back kicks as well, spinning back kicks, weird types of strikes. I don't want to say weird, but just very untraditional, unorthodox. And so today we have them meeting. This is good. I think the rankings are here. O'Malley is unranked and Paiva is number 15. So it's going to be pretty interesting. We just started, so guys already walked out. They're about to announce, and we're about to get this going. Hope you guys are tuning in. If you didn't tune in on the fights, we will keep you updated as best as we can. We have a few people here throwing a little commentary party. So if you see people coming in and out, we're just having a good time watching the fights. And I invited Luke over because Luke has an extensive background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's done striking arts. He's been an MMA advocate and fan for a few years now. So he knows all the old school guys and all the new school guys. So I couldn't think of a better person to help me out. Henry was going to help me out, got busy, but we'll have him next time. So missing you, Henry. So I found Luke to be an awesome substitute. So Luke's going to help me out today, call these matches. So
a lesser replacement.
No, I think you're good, man. I really enjoyed the conversations we've had about this. So I know you just got to tell us what you think about these guys. Paiva says he feels good at 135. He is slightly shorter than O'Malley.
Yeah, he looks much more proportional for his weight than O'Malley looks slightly starved.
He does. He's a 5'11", drops to 135.
But he does have that reach advantage, so.
Reach advantage, 72 inches. Leg reach advantage, 40 inches. I mean, that's really his strength. So here we go, guys. Round one, about to start. And let's get it going. O'Malley with his famous crazy hair and cornrows.
Could prove distracting for Paiva.
Probably. Here we go. Round one. And they both meet to the middle. O'Malley throws a front leg kick. Paiva just takes it. Paiva charges a little bit. They're both just feeling each other out. Not much going on yet. Low leg kick by Paiva. Front snap kick. Front foot jab by O'Malley. Oh, catches the leg. Paiva catches the leg. Goes for a shot.
Good stuff.
Good scramble, yeah, good stuff by O'Malley. Leg kick from Paiva. They're doing a lot of low leg kicks, trying to fill out the distance. You see Paiva circle to his left. Paiva has a traditional stance, whereas O'Malley is southpaw. Throws a front kick jab to the kneecap of Paiva. That is O'Malley.
And O'Malley being a southpaw could prove, although he does just switch stances right there.
Switch stance. O'Malley switches back to regular stance, And Paiva and him are still just exchanging, kind of slowly feeling each other out. O'Malley throws a low leg kick and gets, there's a pause in the round. Paiva was accidentally kicked below the belt by O'Malley. So they're giving Paiva a few seconds or minutes to recover. It was right below the belt with that. O'Malley landed right with a low leg kick coming all the way over the belt.
Almost got clipped with that overhand though.
Paiva did try to go for that overhand right. So now they're back in it. Referee lets him go. Seems Paiva recovered quickly. O'Malley with a straight jab to the face. Paiva with a jab cross. Doesn't land.
I will say I think O'Malley has a little bit better judge of the distance right now, at least punching wise.
O'Malley does a better job of like forecasting movement. He can go in and out. He has a reach advantage. And again, that non-traditional entry of strikes.
And he keeps switching stances. That's going to throw a wrench.
He switches from southpaw back to regular. Paiva catches a low leg kick, lands an overhand right. Paiva throws 3 jabs, doesn't connect them. O'Malley does a counter. O'Malley's back to his southpaw stance. O'Malley keeps throwing a low leg kick to the front lead leg of Paiva, and it's messing Paiva up. I could already see it. And he's trying to hit that kneecap. O'Malley circles to his right, then comes back to his left, lands a straight jab to the face again.
You can see his nose is already starting to
O'Malley throws another front leg kick to the kneecap. Paiva's not moving or really respecting that leg kick, so he has to be careful because it could really mess up his leg. Paiva lands a low leg kick to the inside of O'Malley. O'Malley circles to his left. Not much action. O'Malley lands a cross. Paiva does his own front leg kick, doesn't do much. Again, nothing going on, kind of feeling each other out. Both exchange low leg kicks. Paiva continues with the low leg kick again. Oh, front jab and a cross.
Snapping his head back
O'Malley.
with that.
O'Malley's landing his jab at will. Paiva just takes it and goes forward. Body shot by Paiva with the jab.
And Paiva is standing right in front of him and is not moving off center much. He's not respecting that jab at all.
That jab or that front leg kick. O'Malley, however, is circling right and left, switching his stance, throwing the jab very well, and executing good front leg kicks. Paiva throws his own combo. All of them miss. O'Malley has his hands down, but for whatever reason, this works for his style.
He kind of keeps distance when his hands are down, and then when he goes in, he strikes and is back out again. So he minimizes his time in the red zone, so to speak.
Paiva with a jab cross, jab, lands 1, maybe 2. O'Malley comes in with a jab.
Nice overhand.
O'Malley throws a mid-leg kick to the midsection.
Oh, heavy overhand right by
O'Malley lands an overhand right, drops
him.
Paiva comes up. He's landing strikes to Paiva. He keeps going. Paiva's hurt. Paiva's hurt. O'Malley lands another cross. He's picking them apart. Match is over. O'Malley with a TKO in the first round. That was
brutal.
Amazing. He picked them apart. It was really the jab that controlled the fight. He kept throwing the jab and the cross, front leg kick. Paiva never seemed to move off center. He kept charging forward.
In front of him.
I don't know if he was doing that to kind of like maybe show him that he wasn't intimidated by the strikes.
Well, that didn't work out so well for him.
It didn't work out at all. And then O'Malley just picked them apart, landed low leg kicks, and then continued the jab, cross, jab until he finally landed the overhand right and just continued with the overhand right. Here it is. Overhand right, drops
right to the ear.
Paiva recovers.
Perfect shot.
O'Malley throws an overhand left, right, switches his stance to southpaw as he does this.
It goes right around Paiva's hand.
And then continues just hitting left cross, Jab,
At
cross,
will.
jab, cross, jab, cross,
Picks him
until
across.
Paiva's out and referee stoppage. Good matchup. Kind of, a lot of people probably predicted this because this is why O'Malley is different and known for. And Paiva never really advanced position. He never moved left or right. And he had really no answer for this combination. And O'Malley's just such a, again, unorthodox striker with how he connects his kicks and his punches. And really what started all of this was the front leg kick to the lead leg of Paiva and the front jab to the cross. So great match. Good match to start off.
Good match.
I think it was pretty good. Paiva tried. I think Paiva didn't respect the distance.
Yeah, he didn't respect the distance, and he didn't move. He stayed right in front of O'Malley. O'Malley was able to anticipate and just pick him apart.
Yep, and maybe it was because he was trying to, I don't know, maybe strategically kind of deal with the punches and kicks, but they never really, he never really seemed to show any sort of emotion to those strikes, but definitely there was a physical reaction to those. He got, it worked until it didn't, right?
Yeah.
And so finally he just
and
took those punches.
And O'Malley isn't the hardest puncher either. He's just very accurate, sort of like Conor McGregor, although Conor's left hand, obviously. But
yeah.
He's just very accurate, and he's able to judge distance well. He was able to move in and out, and Paiva really wasn't able to hit him at all.
I could see that.
Effectively.
Or like an old school Nick Diaz, right?
Yeah.
Slowly just picks you apart, landing all the shots. So great first match, guys. O'Malley did, amazing.
I'm loving that owl chest piece on him.
The owl tattoo. Yeah, it's a little out there.
I think O'Malley's out there.
I think so, yeah. O'Malley, great job on the strikes. It didn't really go to the ground. I think there was like one exchange, but it was immediately stuffed. Again, this was just a clinic that O'Malley placed on Paiva. And what a great way to start the main event. And so O'Malley's argument throughout all of this, though, if you listen to the pre-fight interviews, you can listen to post-fight interviews, is when is he going to get ranked and when is he going to fight a serious contender?
I think that's a reasonable thing to desire now.
So, that's something to talk about. I want to take this time to thank you guys for tuning in to our live. Thanks so much. We appreciate all the support. We really, really understand how much sport is important to us in our channel, and we appreciate it. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Martial Mind, for throwing us a shout out. We'd love to have you back on our next live. So we'll talk about that in the upcoming announcements. That'll be something to look forward to. So thank you, Marshall, for pushing and supporting our channel. And thank you, everyone else, for tuning in and watching. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you are ordering the fights, stay tuned for some side-by-side commentary. If you're not ordering the fights, well, you get to be updated by us kind of calling what's happening. And so what a great way to start the first fight of the main event. It's a stacked card. I was really excited about this card. I've been excited about this card for a while. And I was kind of on the fence about live streaming the commentary. So that's kind of why I did it, because it's obviously a big card to end the year.
It is.
And a big card to kind of really showcase some awesome matches. And of course, I want to see jiu-jitsu, because I hope we can see jiu-jitsu, and I hope we can show how good and effective it is. Will that happen? Maybe in the main event, which is really exciting. I don't know. What do you think? Do you want to see more striking or more jiu-jitsu?
I obviously would like to see more jiu-jitsu, but I think most of the people on here, at least, are mainly strikers.
Yeah.
I think up to the point of one
main event, right? Main event is really, you got Charles Oliveira, which we'll talk about soon.
So that'll be interesting. I think if Poirier starts beating him on the feet, or vice versa, then I think you'll see more shooting to get out from underneath that.
I could see that. I definitely could see that. So, yeah, let's see what happens. And you guys watching, I hope there's jiu-jitsu, because then I can do more breakdowns on the jiu-jitsu. If there's no jiu-jitsu, we're gonna have to bring out a striker to do some breakdowns on some striking. So
yeah, I don't feel qualified to do that next to Henry.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see. Our next fight, who do we got? Kai Kara France versus Cody
Garbrandt.
Garbrandt. Yeah, the pre-fight, Cody and O'Malley were talking a lot. I don't know if you saw that. They were actually Cody and O'Malley were talking to each other. They were talking about, typical trash talk. They're on the same card, but I think O'Malley was trying to say, "Hey, I want to fight you next because you're ranked. You're the 7th fighter. You're in the top 10." And
that would be an interesting fight.
That would be an interesting fight. I don't know if O'Malley can make 125.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's barely at 135.
Yeah. I mean, he looks.
Unless Cody goes up, right?
Yeah.
But that's, I've been following Cody's career for a few years now. He's very good. France is unranked, so this would be, a pretty. I mean, he's ranked 6 actually. So this would be a pretty good fight because they're both fighting for possible title shots at the 125.
I think they're both fairly boxing heavy as well.
Yep. France is coming off a win his last fight, and Cody's coming off a loss, so he's kind of looking for redemption. So interesting to see what's going to happen in these next fights. So let's kind of look at the stats as they get ready for the next fight. And take this time to. Charles Oliveira is walking through the building. I'm sure this has to be old footage, right? Because he has to be getting ready for a fight.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. So Charles Oliveira is in the back, probably warming up, and there's Dustin Poirier, who is coming off an amazing win over Conor McGregor, 2nd win in a row over Conor McGregor, and getting his title shot. So he is a former interim UFC lightweight champion, and he gets a shot, right? So this is an exciting fight. Cannot wait for this fight. Been waiting a long time for this. So, should we talk about the main? We should wait about the main event. I want to talk. I have so much to talk about, but I want to wait. Let's wait. Let's focus on the next fight. They're kind of just UFC's kind of just buying time. But we could talk about this. Poirier is the underdog, right? Poirier is the underdog. Which is interesting.
Stats, at least.
In stats, which
I don't know about anything else.
These are the stats going into the fight. Dustin Poirier obviously favors more of the striking. Whereas Oliveira favors more of the grappling, which is going to be fun to watch if they go to the ground. We're going to have to wait and see. And then there's the other fight, Nunez versus Pena. I'm excited for that fight.
If there's any grappling, I think it will come from that.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. So.
I'll say Cody can be a bit of a marauder when he just comes forward, but I think he leaves himself open for shots.
He does
frequently,
and he tends to drop his hands a little bit with his overhand right and left. Follows up. He's kind of one of those. He goes for the knockout, but he leaves himself open a bit. So it'll be interesting to see him come back and get to this fight. I don't know much about France. It looks like he's been doing really well. France is going to be leading the reach advantage. 69-inch reach versus Cody's 65-inch reach. Leg reach are about the same. France at 37-inch leg reach, Cody at 38. France is shorter at 5'4", whereas Cody's 5'8", yet France has a longer reach advantage. So sometimes
it's very interesting.
Proportionally, the limbs can, be different even if your body type is smaller. So it's going to be a good stylistic fight for these two, coming all the way from New Zealand, and of course Cody is from the United States. And Cody, again, his record is 12-4. He's got an amazing record. He's been in the game for a while. And you look at France's record at 22-9, 1 no contest. So I don't know. Let's see how this ends up. their win percentage, Cody has won his matches by TKO or knockout 83% of the time, whereas France has won by knockout or TKO 45% of the time. Submission rate. This breaks my heart. Cody's at 0% submission rate because I love to see submissions. France is at a 14% submission rate in all his wins. Decision, Cody has won his decision 17%, whereas France has won 41% of his wins.
Almost the same as his finishing rate.
Yes.
At least for the KO.
For the KO. Interesting enough, right? Average fight time, Cody lasts an average 10 minutes 25, whereas France lasts an average time of 12 minutes and 15 seconds. Knockout average, 1 minute and 31 for Cody. Knockout average for France, 0.7. 0.7. It's interesting. Per 15 minutes. Significant strikes. Cody lands strikes 3.17 strikes per minute, while France lands 5 strikes per minute. Significant strikes, they're both at about the same. Cody at 38% and France at 39%. Guys, this data is all important because this is basically how they really measure the probability of the fight. And so really analyzing their strikes, their knockouts, their wins, their percentage per strike, per minute. It is a little bit nerdy, right? I probably sound a little bit like I'm doing a data dump, but all of this stuff's important because this gives you a good idea of where they stand. On paper, pretty even, but I would say France has a lot more of an advantage with the strikes.
He has an advantage.
He's definitely a little bit higher in the numbers when it comes to that.
And he's finished
more
less of his fights by striking.
By strikes. Yeah.
So that, and lands more strikes. So I think
he has more decision wins than Cody, but he has half the knockout and TKO wins as Cody. Cody has 83% of his wins are TKO or knockout, whereas France has 45%, and then 41% of his wins are all decisions. So
that could favor him if this goes the distance. I don't think it will, but if it does, that could give France an advantage.
You don't think it'll go the distance?
I don't think it will go the distance.
You want to tell us what you think, like who's going to win?
I haven't seen enough of France done to be able to predict that.
Fair enough.
I know Cody tends to finish or be finished.
Let's look at my favorite part, the grappling. Takedown average per 15 minutes. Cody is 1 takedown per 15 minutes. France is 0.5 a takedown per 15 minutes. So we see who has the grappling advantage. Takedown accuracy. Cody has 32% of his takedown accuracy. France has 23%. Takedown defense, they're about even. Cody at 83%, France at 86%. And submission average, 0. This breaks my heart too. Come on, guys. Learn some jiu-jitsu, learn some wrestling, learn some judo. Sambo, right?
Something. Come on, y'all.
Some people say those days are long gone, but exactly, yeah, that's what I say. Some people say those days are long gone, but I disagree. I believe jiu-jitsu, judo, sambo, wrestling, they're here to stay, guys. They're here to stay. That's the staple of these guys, along with, you know, some very good striking and boxing, kickboxing. So here we go. We got the fighters entering the octagon. If you are watching along with us, you see them getting in there. If you guys are not watching, they're just about getting ready to get this started. If you just joined us too, thanks for tuning in. We had one fight. O'Malley won by a TKO in the first round with beautiful display of striking and very O'Malley-esque of his unorthodox and non-traditional style with a beautiful, beautiful striking beauty. And now we're in our second matchup with Kai France versus Cody Garbrandt. And here we go. Last fight for France. Cara France defeated in the first round knockout. So he's coming off a lot of momentum. And it's going to be interesting. He has momentum coming into this match. I know we said he doesn't have a lot of the knockouts or TKO finishes, but his last one was, as they just stated. So
he looks to be in pretty good shape.
Pretty good shape. Yeah. Pretty lean. Looks healthy.
And he's shorter and what's weight?
He's shorter.
By 4 inches.
By 4 inches, but he has a reach advantage.
But has a reach advantage.
So it's interesting to see that. But sometimes it's just body types are different. Odds are subject to change. Interesting, because Cody is the favorite. France is the underdog, and I can see how those odds would change within the fight, especially with what sounds like a very more consistent fighter in Kai Kara-France. So the fighters just entered the octagon. They're getting ready to fight. They're announcing their bios, and they are ready to go. If you guys are tuning in and you have any questions about the fights, drop them in the comment section, and we could do our best to answer some of these questions. As long as they relate to the fight, as long as they relate to jiu-jitsu, martial arts. If there are any other questions, we probably will not answer them. So. And so fighters getting ready. Bruce Buffer announcing both. Weighed in at 126, that is Cody. He is favorite to win, probably because of his experience in the UFC. But he is coming off a loss, so.
He looks very ready for this, though.
He does. He looks confident.
Yeah, he looks confident.
And his opponent, Kai Kara-France, looks also confident and ready.
Very focused.
Weighed in at 125 is 5'4", as we stated, fighting out of New Zealand, and he is the underdog. So interesting when we looked at the stats, right? How he'd be the underdog, but I could understand. He's ranked number 6, Cody's ranked number 7, and these guys are just trying to work their way to the top. And let's see. Herb Dean, the famous Herb Dean, as a referee. And here we go. Starting the first round. They look ready. I love this weight class. 125 is one of my favorite weight classes because of the cardio, the technique, and these guys just have a pace that's so fast. It's awesome. Unlike the heavyweights, where they're still obviously fast, but just the lighter guys tend to let it go. All right, start of the first round. Cody comes in with a low leg kick. Still trying to feel. Cody comes back with a mid kick. Kara-France has not thrown a strike or landed a strike. They both throw a jab. They barely hit. Cody goes for a low leg kick, does not land.
Kara-France is playing very low. He keeps feinting to the body with Garbrandt.
Oh, interesting low leg kick from Cody. It's like a video game.
Yeah.
What was that? Again, both walking around, feeling each other out, trying to understand the distance in the cage. Cody's closer to the cage, circling to his right side. They're both in regular stance. Cody throws a low left kick, doesn't land. Kara-France continues to stay in front of him.
I don't know if this is how France normally stands, but with how low he's going and how he's shooting, or how he's striking the body, I wonder if he's trying to set up a takedown here, because he's feinting for the face, and he's looked at his legs a couple times. I don't know.
Throws a left. Kara-France throws a left kick, comes back with a jab cross, lands. Not much damage though. Cody circling to his left. Kara-France throws a low leg kick, throws another one. Neither of them land. And now they go through a scramble of left to right by both. Barely landing. Not much damage. Not much happening in the first round.
Both playing very
safe. Throws a mid kick by Kara-France. Cody circles to his right. Cody's against the cage a little bit while Kara-France kind of steps in aggressively, throws a jab. Throws a jab
Nice.
by Cara France. Jab by Cody. Jab by Cara France doesn't
See, there's
land.
much
Low
less
leg kick.
angles coming from France. He's standing very straight. I don't think.
Oh,
my
Cara France lands an
knockdown.
overhand right. Cody is
Hard.
down, recovers, comes back up. He's out. Oh, lands another overhand
one.
hand by
Oh my
Cara France.
goodness.
He's after him. Cody is out. I know he's trying to act tough, but he's out a little bit. Goes for a shot.
Shoots.
Cody lands a double leg takedown.
Down.
He hasn't finished the sweep yet. Now he gets the
He gets
back.
the back of
They
France.
slip out. Cara France landed 2 overhand rights. Both of them
Knocked
put
him.
Cody on the floor. And
Oh,
lands
hard
another
overhand
right.
with a right
Cody
uppercut.
responds with one of his own. Jab
Snaps
by
his head
Cody.
back a little bit. That's good.
Jab by Cara France.
Cody
Jab
does
to the
not look
body.
good.
He does not. He looks like he's out.
He looks
He
shaken. Oh.
Cody lands an uppercut. 1:48 left in the round.
Hard right. Oh, man.
Cody is getting beat up badly.
Oh,
Cody's out.
and he's
Cody's
down. He's out.
He's out. He's out.
That's
TKO
it.
win for Cara France. Cara France, another win by TKO in the first round. What a way to continue the main event. That was amazing.
It did not
That was
enter
amazing.
the.
No jiu-jitsu?
It
Is that
was
what you're gonna
finished.
say?
No, I said it was finished.
Okay. It was a finish. It didn't go in
the
the
first
decision.
round.
You're
There's
right.
2.
You're right.
This is great.
Great way to finish the match. Cody kept dropping his hand,
It's
and
just consistent
Cara
problem for
France
him.
would land
That
with the
overhand.
overhand right.
Yeah.
Cody would literally scramble his feet with his hands down. Cara France would respond with an overhand right. This happened several times, and Cody, knowing that this was damaging, acted tough, said it wasn't hurting him. Obviously, he was
Obviously
hurt.
did.
He was out. He was recovering, and Cara France came back with the same overhand right until it literally knocked him out. And when he landed the overhand right in the third fury of punches, that was the overhand right, he responded with a left. So he went right, left. Look, he lands another overhand right the second
right
time.
to the chin, and that just.
And then this is the one that was the second one. He lands the overhand right, and then this is the one that finished the fight. Overhand right follows up with a left overhand uppercut, and then he's out at this point. Another overhand right, and that was a very good stoppage by Herb Dean. There was no need to let him get damaged like that. And Cara France is your winner. And
Excellent show of sportsmanship after the match.
yeah, he was good. Went up to Cody, but he was the underdog. So whoever had money on this guy in the first round made some pretty
a
good
little disappointed.
cash. Well, Cara France was the underdog. So whoever bet on Cara France made a little bit of some cash there in the first round. And now Cody's
This has got to hurt
wait.
for Cody because this is going to be his second loss.
second loss. I wonder if it's going to hurt his ranking much because he is ranked 7th while Cara France is ranked 6th.
It's got to feel really good for France coming as the underdog. Finished him in the first round. Pretty dominant performance too.
Amazing.
Excellent boxing.
Fight. And let's see. Marshall, let's go. Good to see you tuning in. Marshall Mind, my man, Henry. Miss you, man. Miss you on the mats. Really happy for your growing family. Can't wait to have you back here on the sofa and at school on the mats. Really enjoying all of this. So thanks for tuning in and pushing us, man.
You
Really
saying you're ready
means a
to
lot.
get rid of me already?
No, you could join us too. You can be here, of course. It would be awesome. Have you trained when Henry's there, right?
I've been there when.
Okay, you haven't trained with him?
No.
You guys need to train together. He's
No,
tough. You're tough.
I've run away from him when I see him.
No, why? He's good. He's good too. You're good too. It's gonna be fun. You guys should roll together. It'd be awesome training. He is a little intimidating though.
He is
for
a little
sure,
intimidating.
for sure. He's the nicest guy.
I'm definitely not gonna stand up with him.
he does
We'll
no
pull
striking.
fetal guard from him.
Fetal guard. That's a good one. Thanks for tuning in, Marshall. Thanks for pushing and supporting our channel. Thank you guys for also tuning in. We just wrapped up our second fight. We had a really good first knockout, TKO by Sugar Sean O'Malley. Second knockout by Cara France, TKO. Also in the first round, it's been an awesome card to get this started. So really setting the bar high for the next fight, right? Like you have 2 back-to-back TKOs in the first round. So amazing performance. Really, really can't wait to see what we got next. Those of you just tuning in, that's basically what you missed. And we have 2 first-round TKOs. So it's really put a quite a start to our main card. By the way, the prelims were amazing and awesome. In fact, we might probably do some jiu-jitsu breakdowns. There's a lot of good jiu-jitsu in the prelims, so I'm really excited about that. So might do some of those. Really excited to show you some of that stuff. And we got a few more breakdowns coming up that we'll be posting on our channel too. Some really cool super fights that some of my students competed in. So looking forward to that. So as we wait, there's Mackenzie Dern, former Jiu-Jitsu World Champion, and Miesha Tate, former UFC Bantamweight Champion at the event. Speaking of Jiu-Jitsu Champion, right now we have the World Championships are playing. So this gives me an opportunity while we wait for our next fight. Guys, the Jiu-Jitsu is a big sport. Usually the World Championships take place in June of the year. But because of the pandemic and how things have been closed, they decided to do, last year they didn't have a World Championships. This year they had them at the end of the year. So they're actually going on as we speak. They're in California. So
The best state in
the
US.
best state in the U.S. Yep. I'm sure you feel that way, Luke. Those of you that are from California, Luke loves your state. In fact, he loves it so much that he's moving there in 2 months. 2 months.
January 10th is not 2 months.
1 month. He's moving less than 1 month.
Less than 1
it's a few
month.
weeks. Luke will be joining your wonderful state of California, and Luke can't wait. I don't know why you're leaving us. You're leaving poor old North Carolina for glorious California. Well, before you get famous, don't forget us little people. No. All right. But the World Championships are in California. They're going on right now. Have you been keeping up with that?
Not much, other than the fact that Kolobate is an animal.
Kolobate.
That's all I've kept up with.
Kolobate is an animal. Is he 16 years old or 17 years old?
He's 16, apparently.
16 years old.
I don't know unless he had a very recent birthday.
He just won the ADCC.
Got his purple belt.
He just won the ADCC trials in the U.S., which is a big deal, guys. If you don't know it, it's the biggest grappling tournament in the U.S. for no-gi, right? Submission grappling. He just won that as a 16-year-old blue belt, submitting his opponents. This was huge. He just got his purple belt a few days ago, entered the World Championships, won the World Championships as a 16-year-old purple belt. This is amazing. From what I understand, he's a great kid. I still have to call him kid because he's not even a legal adult. He's a great kid.
Very mature and very humble.
He, from what I understand, I went to a seminar of Guy Mendez, who's his coach, and he had nothing but great things to talk about him and his athletes. He's a 16-year-old. He works hard. He moved over there to work and train full time. He wakes up every morning for the 6 a.m. classes.
I think it's 5 a.m.
5 a.m. He teaches. I think he teaches at 5 to 6 a.m. Trains at 7 a.m. Trains at 8 a.m. Lifts at 11. Drills at 2 p.m. And then he teaches the night classes to make his living. Great kid, humbled, and he just won the World Championships. And so the Worlds have been going on. The black belt matches started today. Amazing matches. We didn't live stream any of the commentary on that because there's just so many matches. But tomorrow are the World Championship quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And I plan to live stream commentary on that. So I'm going to come back on live for the Jiu-Jitsu community and the MMA community. If you want to see what's going on, you have to see these matches through Flow Grappling. But there is a subscription just like everybody else. Flow Grappling has their subscription service. ESPN, UFC has theirs. So if you don't have that subscription, you could tune into the channel. I'll be live streaming commentary on the matches completely free. You tune in. And so right now I've decided to only do the finals because I think they're the most important. But I might do the semifinals. We'll see. I will announce in the morning. So stay tuned for that. If you do have Flow Grappling, awesome. You know what I'm talking about. Tune in. If you don't have Flow Grappling, don't worry about it. We'll be live streaming our commentary on the matches, of course, so we could tell you what's going on. Jiu-Jitsu is a little bit, sport competition jiu-jitsu is a lot different than MMA, and that the matches
Much tougher.
I think it's just different. You can't, like, MMA is crazy, right? These guys are amazing athletes for what they do. You could get the weakest guy on the roster of the UFC, and they will destroy any regular martial artist, in my opinion, because of the time they put in. However, sport jiu-jitsu is a different dynamic, and so there's a lot of variables in both of the arts, but especially sport competition jiu-jitsu. The matches are 10 minutes. There's grips, so they can hold you and stall. You can't do that as much in MMA because there are no grips like this. So stay tuned for that. I'll have more updates on that tomorrow morning. We've been doing a lot for the channel the last few days that I haven't had a chance to post on that, but I hope you guys are enjoying some of this content. We got a lot of cool stuff coming out.
Someone asked, who do you have for the main event?
Who do I think is going to win, or who do I want to win? Those are two different questions. So who do I have? So I had a chance to look at the data. Who asked that?
Preston Lopez.
Preston Lopez. All right. Thank you, Preston, for tuning in and watching, and thank you for asking that question. I looked at the data, and according to data, I'm a person that loves facts and data. I'm data-driven. I don't really like to let my emotions make a decision. I like data to tell me. According to data, I believe from what I've seen, I really think that it's going to be a very tough fight for Charles Oliveira. I don't want to say too much because I want to talk more about the fight in the main event. But I'll tell you this. I think it's going to be tough for him because if you look at his data, a lot of his stuff is through submission. Now, Poirier is a striker. If this goes to the first round, I think it favors Oliveira. And I'll tell you why. Because as you grapple, the less sweat you have in the beginning, the better it is for the grappler. Like if I'm going to do a grappling match with someone, let's just say someone who's better than me, my best chance to submit, say it again?
I said there's no
one.
one.
Oh, you're absolutely false. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are better than me. Once you get a black belt, you just realize how sucky you are. Like there's so many holes in your game, trust me. And I stand by that statement. There's a lot of people that are better than me. When you compete against someone better than you in grappling, your best chance to submit them is in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Hands down. Why? There's no sweat, so it's easier to grab. It's easier to manipulate, easier to kind of get away with a submission. The longer the round goes, the harder it is because of the sweat, because of the cardio, because of the lactic acid buildup, because of the grappling and the fatigue, the muscle endurance. All of that stuff is a factor. And so without talking about it for too much, I think it's going to be really tough for Oliveira unless he submits him in the beginning, which it'd be interesting to see because Poirier has been in this environment before. He's had the pressure on him several times. He had the pressure on him against McGregor more than once.
Beat him twice.
He beat him. He stayed poised. He stayed collected. He didn't let his emotions get over him. He even went up to McGregor after the fight to congratulate him and make sure he was okay. So it just shows that Poirier has a better sense of his emotions and didn't take anything personally, right? Up until the shenanigans that happened after the post-fight. That's different. I like Oliveira's chances. It's going to be tough. I'll give you my straight-up answer. Like, no, I'm not trying to sneak away the answer. I just want to talk about this right before they fight. And so who do I have? I'll let you know before the fight. Without saying much, I'll just tell you right now it's going to be tough for Oliveira because of that, because of the fight experience, because of what Poirier's been through. And looking at Oliveira's last match, didn't really convince us that he was, right, that he won that. I mean, he obviously won it, but it was a close match. Like, I mean, Again, the grappling saved him.
Well, no one comes out against Poirier and is like, I think I won that. I mean,
Exactly.
He's very definitive.
He's also evolved from his earlier fights, or his
Yes.
earlier losses. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I would love to tell you my true opinion, but I'm going to hold off on it. But I think I'm kind of going that way anyway. It's just going to be an interesting fight. Two different stylistic fighters, both coming off wins. The Poirier win was huge.
I have to ask you this, though.
What?
Since Oliveira is more of a grappler, but you prefer Poirier, if he submits Poirier, are you going to be disappointed?
Whoa. I never said I preferred Poirier.
You insinuated it heavily.
I insinuated that Poirier has a statistical advantage based on data.
Ah.
That's what I said.
I see. Okay.
I would love it if it went to the ground for selfish, biased, jiu-jitsu reasons. I would love it. Who do I want emotionally to win? I'll be honest, I really don't care. It doesn't bother me who wins. Who do I think will win? I'm going to tell you my straight up answer before they fight.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
put words in my mouth.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm talking about data, but so yeah. So if Oliveira submits Poirier, that would be awesome. We'll do a breakdown on it. It would be amazing. I don't see Poirier submitting Oliveira.
Yeah, I definitely don't see that happening.
I don't see Oliveira knocking out Poirier. So it's going to come down to strengths versus strengths. Can the grappler survive the strike disadvantage and take it to grappling? Can the striker survive the grappling disadvantage and take it to the strike and really focus on the knockout? I was about to go into the data dump, but let's just wait. Let's wait till we get there. So I don't want to answer your question right away. I hope I gave you some evidence of what my argument will be, so that way when we get to there, you can kind of have an idea of where I'm headed, okay? But obviously, I'm very excited for the main event. So, all right.
I want to hear you pronounce the last name of our second fighter here.
Neil? That's easy. What about him?
Great job.
Great job. Amazing. Okay, that is Jeff? Is that how you pronounce it?
I'd say,
Joe.
Sure.
Jeff?
Sure.
Okay. Jeff, Neil, and Santiago Poncebino.
No.
Poncenibo?
No. There's two eyes there.
Poncenibo. Poncenibo. How do you say it? Now he's stalling, guys. Now Luke is stalling.
Hey, I do play the gi very much. Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Okay. Is he Italian? No, he's Argentine.
Argentine.
Poncenibbio.
Argentinian.
Yeah, I can't really, you know what? You can't give me crap, because like most people can't say my last name.
Cáceres.
Yeah. So what? Say that again?
Cáceres.
You see, you didn't really say it.
Yes, I did.
You have to roll the R, but that's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
Okay, you're just nitpicking details because you're upset
No,
that you couldn't
I'm not
pronounce his last
nitpicking any
name.
details. You couldn't say my last name is Cáceres.
Okay.
Res. Say res.
No, I'm not going to. I don't need to.
Exactly.
I don't need to.
I asked if you guys could do a quick grappling match on the next break.
That would not be competitive at all.
That's not true. He'd be competitive. Luke is very good. So
if I start with
We
a
could do, like,
locked-in rear naked choke, we can do that.
What? Come on. Can't even say my last name. You want to choke me now? So no, to your credit, like you can try to say the thing is, like, most people say it like that. They don't roll the R, but it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not correct, but it's okay. I just let it get by and say that's.
Well, you like people saying.
Go back to what you're saying, that you don't need to say it. Yes, you do, because that's the name of your school and name.
No, if people ask me, I just hold it up and I'm like, come get beat up if you
You're
want.
such a liar. You're such a liar. You don't hold
I
it up.
have 5 of these
Whatever.
shirts. I rotate them.
Yeah, that
every
I do
day
believe.
during the week.
That I do believe. Any other questions in the comment section?
No other questions at this time.
Okay. Well, we will maybe do a grappling match. They want you to do a grappling match with Luke on one of the
We already
breaks.
did that. Fernie choked me.
Let's go live.
They want to. Yeah, they want to do it. Yeah.
And
So this
they
is-
definitely
I've
didn't
never
say
come
you.
out on live, so
This is
Fernando.
Fernando.
So when are we gonna do this fight?
Someone asked questions in the live if you wanna take Luke on,
It's not what they said.
and they said a
said-
grappling match.
Between me and you.
No, they didn't say that. They said didn't they say a grappling match?
They
Yes,
said
a
it.
grappling match.
Yeah, I see.
But what was the exact comment,
The
Captain?
exact comment was, can you guys do a quick grappling match at the next break?
Oh, maybe that was open to
guys,
interpretation.
exactly.
You guys, me and Fernie will take
I don't know.
on
You're
Tony.
moving to California. Everything's open to interpretation. So maybe they meant like you fight yourself. That'd be good. Can you ankle lock yourself? I could actually toe hold myself. You know, pretty interesting.
You should get on America's Got Talent. You're so proud of you right now.
How did you do that?
You should move to California. That's what you should do.
You did it like that?
No, like this.
That's like what I did to your arm earlier, Fernie.
Yeah, you did. You did like a.
So you see, I think you guys
Reverse.
need to have a rematch, and I get to ref match.
Yeah, we can move the couch. We have plenty of room. Right
Plenty
here.
of room. Plenty of room.
Oh,
All right,
wait,
guys.
There is another question unless you want to
Oh, what is the question?
What
Before
do you think about Oliveira's grappling level? Could he hang with top jiu-jitsu guys?
No. No.
Let me answer. Hold on. Let me answer that question on the round break, because we got the match started with Neil and Poncinibio. See, you like that? You like that? Pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah?
Good job.
You proud of me?
Both eyes. Yeah.
Both
very,
eyes?
very proud of you.
And both fighters come in.
Let's just go on a last name basis for Geoff or Jeff, and a first name basis for Santiago.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So that
Which one
sounds
is
fair.
Santiago?
Santiago is blue shorts,
yes.
and Neo is gray shorts. We have both fighters coming in, both trying to stalk each other, move, not really throwing anything significant. Jeff throws
nice head kick.
A head kick,
It's close.
very close. Jeff
job.
lands a cross. Something
Santiago's
happened.
very.
Oh, he's telling referee's telling Santiago to keep his fingers closed when he throws a strike, because he almost poked him in the eye. Santiago lands a jab and a cross, 2 jabs and a cross. Both of them throw a leg kick and crash into each other.
Say Neil looks very comfortable with the movement.
Do either of them grapple at all? Or?
So in the data we have here, these fighters are. This is well, it went back.
Nice.
It went into data
Good
for the matches. I believe both of these are strikers actually. Oh, lands a head kick by Neil.
Neil's movement and footwork is much better.
You
see how wide apart Santiago's legs are. He's not able to move and evade very effectively. And he's gotten clipped in the head a couple of times.
Yep.
And his hands are also
Jeff comes in with a cross, jab, uppercut, and a body kick.
He's just taking them apart there.
I believe Jeff has the better boxing. It's a very traditional boxing movement.
Oh, it was a good right hand by Santiago.
Santiago lands
a spinning back fist. Good left shot to the body by Neil.
Jeff Neil gets punched by Santiago's.
See how low his hands are, and he's taking hits to the face. Santiago's taking hits to the face, and
he tends to drop his hands.
Yeah, Neil has a very high guard, and he protects himself well. Even when he throws a leg kick, those hands are always up.
Also, if you notice, Jeff Neil's southpaw is throwing Santiago off.
Oh, that was a good shot by Santiago. Oh, it was a nice right overhand to the ear by Neil. Very good. Landed a very short right cross. Hook comes.
Lands a jab cross by Jeff Neil.
Heavy head kick by Santiago. Blocked by Neil there.
Lands a jab by Santiago.
You see how he's moving his body, and he covers well though. It's very evasive.
Very like a traditional boxer. His hands are up. He throws a strike. His other hand protects. Throws a leg kick.
Yeah, and he's just kind of chasing Santiago down. He's not really responding much. Left, right. Good movement. He's really staying on the outside of Santiago's punches.
He is, and Jeff
he circles keeps
really
circling to the outside.
Throws that leg kick, lands that cross and that jab, and then comes back to a leg kick very well. And then his footwork is really good, where he covers up as he moves away, And because he's in that southpaw position, it's really creating problems for Santiago. What is a complaint? Ref steps in. Whoa, 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 whoa. Referee stopped it. Something happened to Santiago. Did he get hit in the below the belt?
I didn't see it.
Let's see. Throws a...
Oh,
yeah.
he sure did.
So Jeff Neal lands a low kick below the belt to Santiago. So Santiago has, I believe, up to 5 minutes. They give him up to 5 minutes to recover for a fight.
That's a long time for someone who's getting chased around.
Yeah, that's been an argument. That's been an argument.
Yeah.
Some people stay like so.
If he actually gets hit, though, I would say 5 minutes is a minimum.
For sure. So the big thing for those of you tuning in is like a big problem with this is, of course, if you're a man and you get kicked there, it's tremendously painful. But the other thing is, if you're tired and your cardio's suffering, it's a great way to recover. So this has always been the argument and counter argument.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he stepped back in.
Yeah.
Santiago comes back with a little bit of a second wind.
Yeah.
About 10 seconds left in the round.
A nice right inside leg kick by Santiago.
Yes.
It was landed very hard on right above the knee.
And round ends with both of them exchanging. Now, just like I talked about with grappling, if you're the weaker striker, which kind of is, I don't know what you think, but from my view of the first round,
Santiago's the weaker striker.
The weaker striker, your greater chance to knock out your opponent is in the beginning, in my opinion. And because you can get that crazy haymaker, that overhand right, you're full of energy. As the rounds progress, technique really stands out, right? And so just like I told you about grappling, if you're going into the second and the third round and the fourth round, the more technical fighter is going to do better. And your less technical fighter has really the first round to try to knock him out, just like a grappler has really the advantage in the beginning. So, having said that, this just went into the second round, and Jeff Neal seems to be dominating with traditional boxing, really. He's parrying the punches, he's head weaving, his hands are always up, which is great to see because a lot of MMA fighters drop the hands.
And I can defend against any wild haymakers because it seems like Santiago may be a little spastic, but he is very explosive.
Very explosive. He came out of the gate right there with that little break. And again, if you look at the body type, both of them are breathing through their nose, so they don't seem significantly tired. But Jeff Neal is definitely looking more technical, more conservative in his defense tactics. And again, look at that, the leg work, the body work. Santiago comes back with his own, though, with a jab cross. And again, Jeff Neal, southpaw is posing a problem. But he does get an inside leg kick by Santiago. Lands another one.
I think that's a smart strategy because it's keeping him out of the boxing. And
right.
Although when he threw that leg kick, he lowers that his right hand.
Right.
And Neal saw that and threw a pretty nice left jab. It didn't really, or left cross, but it didn't really connect. But, I mean, that is one counter to a roundhouse.
He keeps dropping, Santiago keeps dropping his hands as he strikes. And if you look at Neal, his hands are up the whole time.
Yeah.
The other thing is in a traditional boxing stance, you give up the lead leg really well to low leg kicks. So you have to be careful what Neal's doing because those will catch up to you. So back and forth, Santiago throws a combination, lands it, but it's not doing much damage. Leg kick by Neal. Santiago keeps throwing a jab cross, doing minimal damage because Neal has a very good traditional boxing, so he's covering up really well. Hands are always up, whereas Santiago's hands drop.
And every time Santiago comes in, he lowers his hand, whatever one he's not throwing. He usually throws that right overhand. And Neal covers up and then just throws a cross or a jab right in his face. And again, it hasn't really connected yet, but all he needs to do is make a mistake.
Left leg head kick by Neal. You're absolutely right. When Santiago, again, even when he's not throwing strikes, his hands are down the whole time. He's not even trying to cover up.
I'm amazed Neal hasn't been able to capitalize on that yet.
I think he's trying
biding
to set
his
up.
time.
He's trying to set him up. Goes for a takedown. Santiago goes for a double leg.
He's got a good
whizzer
over.
He's trying to
defend against that one leg.
Santiago has a single leg, shoots for a double against the cage. Neal defending really well with an over. And he takes him down. Santiago's on top. But Neil is using that whizzer to kind
Yeah.
of maintain some sort of control and
He's
prevent him
passing
from
to the
coming
out.
up.
Oh, and
Sweep.
reversed him.
Reverse.
That whizzer.
Scrambles to his
Takes out.
feet.
Excellent
Great
takedown defense.
And you have to think that when you go for a shot like Santiago just did,
exhausting.
super exhausting.
Yeah.
He's gassed. His hands are already dropping. This does not look good.
No, it does not.
Neil again, breathing through his nose.
I think
composed.
Neil's strategy is excellent right now.
I think so too.
Doing a fantastic job.
Covering up, hands are up, and it seems, I believe, I got to give credit to Santiago though. He seems like the weaker striker. He's taking the risk, going for the shots, going for the overhand right, throwing the jabs, mixing it up with low leg kicks, went for a takedown. He is trying to do his best, and I just think that, he's trying to overwhelm Neil with these crazy strikes, but Neil's in the game.
And he's composed. Mm-hmm. He's covering himself up.
I like to see the data on the significant strikes for this round.
I will say, if Neil does make a mistake and one of those wild shots lands, that could be very. Yeah. I mean, Santiago has enough power to make that damage.
Right.
He looks really tired now.
Santiago's hands are dropping.
Opening himself up to a sweep from the
He's breathing
back.
through his mouth. He's trying to throw those leg kicks. He keeps circling around, and Neil looks in control, using his boxing, stepping forward in the southpaw, and trying to counter some of these basic overhand strikes. There's about 120 left in the second round, and Neil comes up with a jab and cross. Protects his face. Santiago comes with his own jab cross.
Yes, it's good.
Low
Inside leg kick
by
again.
Santiago.
Oh,
Goes for a weak
weak
shot.
Yeah, with a
Didn't time it well.
overhand.
That is Santiago again with the second attempt on a takedown.
I think that would be his, if he can take Neil down in the middle of the octagon, that would be it. I mean, maybe not it, but it would be a
probably give him an advantage.
Yeah.
35 seconds left of the round. Neil's chasing
In terms
Santiago.
of points, I don't think Santiago is probably that far behind.
No, I don't. That's why
So
I like
if he landed
to
a
see.
solid takedown, a submission attempt, I think he could be.
I'd like to see significant strikes. I like to see them compare them right now, but
Yeah. I mean, he's starting to land. Santiago is starting to land that left jab a little bit more, because I think Neil, maybe whether he's getting tired or a little overconfident.
Santiago slips, but lands a jab cross, throws a low leg kick.
And that hurt him. That hurt Neil. You can see it.
So, okay,
Pretty
this
good round.
round is a good round for Santiago. He went with some crazy shots, went for a low leg kick, went for some takedowns, took him down, came back, scrambled up. He's obviously gassed, but he's not doing bad. I have it one round for Neil, round one. I have Santiago may have won this round. It's tough, right?
Definitely think on the end he did better after that takedown. I'd say this is just gonna be if Neil just has to play it safe and keep him away long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks really good right now.
He does. I think he's technically superior, and he knows that. So I think he's biding his time a little too much. I think he's a little too patient. I think he needs to let his hands go. He needs to catch him with that jab cross. He is in a southpaw position. Southpaw is so advantageous against a regular stance. If you've ever done any striking, a person does southpaw and striking against you is it's miserable because they're coming from different angles. They don't circle the right way to you. So what Neil needs to do is just go back to traditional boxing, let his hands go, respect the low leg kick, and just really open up with body shots, because he's not throwing the body shots. The more he throws the body shots, the more the hands drop for Santiago, and then he can attack. What Santiago needs to do is set up the low leg kick some more. He needs to throw more low leg kick to the inside, and as he does that, kind of throw those crazy shots and go for a takedown, because he's not going to outstrike him with his hands, but he can do damage with the low leg kick. So here we go. Both fighters enter the third round.
Neil's moving a lot more now.
He is. I think he knows that he needs to really open it up. So the corner probably told him, hey, you need to come in with your cross. So Neil does a beautiful jab cross to a head kick.
Something I've noticed is when Santiago comes in, he may land well, but Neil stays composed in response. When Neil goes in, Santiago does not stay composed, and he doesn't cover up well, and he kind of just eats it.
That's true, and he's running now. So Neil is chasing Santiago.
And that nose is looking really bad. That could prove problematic the longer this goes on for.
Neil lands a jab.
And Santiago needs to be careful with that. He throws that because Neil's a southpaw. When he turns away like that, he gives
Exactly.
him his back if he chooses to. I think Neil knows that he can beat him on the feet, so I wouldn't.
Santiago still has he's still dropping his hands.
Yeah.
Good. He landed a low leg kick again,
Yeah.
which is kind of, keeping the distance for Neil. And Neil comes in, does
Yeah,
some
that was a
dirty
little bit of
boxing.
fun, yeah.
They clinch a little bit.
Yeah.
Neil comes in, does some more dirty boxing, and Santiago responds with 2 jabs to the face. See, Santiago, if he's going to throw strikes, he needs to throw body shots too, because Neil keeps protecting his face. He's not even worried about body shots.
He's opened up on that right cheek, or
Yeah. Above the right eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Below.
Neil comes in with a head
combination.
kick.
Nothing really landed. Santiago did cover up
3
well.
minutes left to the final round.
Decent right hand.
Lands
Now
a
Neil's
cross
starting
for
to look a
Neil.
little tired now. I will
He
say.
is.
Slowing down.
Santiago comes with 2 jabs. Jab cross responded by Neil's cross.
I think Santiago overall
low
has
leg
done
kick.
well this round.
He has.
I think if this goes the distance, if Neil doesn't do something, then it could be.
those low leg kicks look so brutal.
They do, and it's interesting because he's throwing a right to left, right to right, so he should be able to check that pretty easily. I don't know why he's not. He's not throwing it to the outside.
No,
he's throwing it to the inside.
It's to the inside, and I think part of the problem is he's not respecting it because Santiago didn't throw him enough. I think if he had kicked him enough, it would really start to make his leg sore, and then he would respect it. Also, he's sticking to a traditional boxing stance, which is opening up those leg kicks.
Yeah.
There's not really, and he's a southpaw too, which is interesting. And Neil comes in with really good combinations, throws a jab. Santiago responds with a jab cross. Santiago comes back with a jab cross. Another
Wild.
jab.
Yeah. I think he definitely needs to
back
jab
with a
more.
cross.
Neither of them are hitting either of their kind of wild around the
Leg
head
kick
shots.
to Neil. That one is starting to numb him, I'm sure.
It crossed, snapped his head back a little bit. He stumbled.
Yep.
Decent
We
shot.
are one.
Hit him again.
Neil's jab
With that
landed.
jab.
It threw Santiago off balance. Santiago comes back with a body shot finally.
Nice.
A jab cross. Santiago keeps dropping his hands and he's going for the kill, but he's not really protecting himself.
That
Neil
left hand landed again of Neil and 2 right jabs. Not much power, but he's snapping his head back a little bit. He's starting to land more.
With a jab of his own. 1 minute left to the round.
I think Neil's definitely starting to get tired. He's spending a little bit too much time on defense. I think he needs to be a little more aggressive.
Neil comes back with a jab
3
cross.
shots, 4 shots
Cross
right
again.
to the face. Excellent combo.
Neil comes back with a cross.
Open-handed slap. Yeah.
Santiago
Could be good to the
responds, but he keeps eating those jabs.
Yeah,
and
he's
now
just
he's
taking
opening
a lot
up.
of punishment.
Comes back. Santiago comes back with significant strikes. Here we go. Santiago's 46 to the head. Neil has landed 56. And leg kicks, 16 leg kicks. So, Neil is leading the striking, significant strikes. 20 seconds left of the round. Neil keeps doing basic jab cross. Neil comes back with his own jab cross, 10 seconds left. Santiago is trying to come up, chase him a little bit. I think he knows he needs to do something here. And low leg kick.
That hurt him.
And that is the round. Wow.
Interesting.
First decision of the night. We didn't get a TKO or a knockout or a submission. Sad face. I want a submission so bad. But there was some really good, look at that low leg kick earlier in the fight by Santiago. Look at this head kick by Neil.
Really only landed the toe area. So
nice overhand left by Santiago. Nice parry. He did. Neil's able to parry really well with his boxing. Good takedown, but good reversal.
Hard
cross from the southpaw stance.
That sort of
Another
Superman
cross.
punch.
Another cross. I mean, Neil picked them apart the first round and the third round. I think the second round Santiago won, to be honest, because of his tenacity and his ability to mix up the combination with strikes, low leg kicks, and that takedown. But he did get reversed in the takedown.
Yes.
So
I mean, he might.
I score it 2 rounds for Neil, 1 round for Santiago.
I'm gonna say the same. I think Neil's got
But
this.
sometimes these judges don't see it this way.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're either boxing judges, which if this was a boxing match,
Neil
Neil
definitely
won. Sometimes they don't even see that. So I don't know. It's always interesting to see when it goes to the judges. There's very little grappling. So that's, my second sad face. No submission, no grappling. Come on, fighters,
go
learn
with
some
Fernie.
jiu-jitsu. I think you're going to go with
Comments-
Fernie. Look at round 1.
the comment
they had
section
the
is
same,
getting,
they had the same strikes. Round 2, Santiago had more strikes. Round 3, Neil had way more strikes. So I think this match goes to Neil. I didn't know the first round was that even.
Yeah.
So let's see what the judges' scorecard
I said that
reveal.
though, if you remember.
You did say that.
Does that hurt you?
It does. Maybe you shouldn't go to California after all. Maybe you should stay here, North Carolina. Help out the community here. Or you can do whatever you want.
Which is what I'm gonna do.
Good answer.
But
good
your
answer.
opinion is noted.
Thank you.
You can come train me for Worlds.
Let's do it. You'd win it too. The judges' scorecard reveal the winner by decision is Jeff Neal, 30-27, 29-28.
Nice.
And, split decision.
Hands of Steel. That is an awesome name.
That is an
Hands of
awesome
Steel.
name.
Let's
Neal,
go.
Hands of
Yeah.
Steel, Neal. Great match.
Come on, Joe Rogan. I know you want that hug.
Joe Rogan always wants more than a hug. We'll take that off the live. I didn't say that. We'll edit that in post production. I didn't say that, guys. Joe Rogan, I'm just kidding.
He's gonna come over here.
He's gonna come
You can
over
be the
here.
bit 10th Planet Black Belt, I promise.
I don't know, man. He trains with a gi too.
Yeah.
So good job. Jeff Neal wins the decision. I agree with that decision.
I agree with that decision as well.
I think you guys agree. Maybe not. Yeah.
No, I agree.
We know
agree.
better than the judges
I obviously
anyway.
would like to have seen. I think if Santiago would have. It's easy for me to say it as a viewer, right? But if he implemented that grappling takedown again, I think that he could have changed the route of that.
Well, and the thing is too, like one thing I see from this, right? I talk so much about these guys, but obviously it's extremely difficult to be doing what these guys do. And so I understand that the takedown shots are very difficult, especially when you're tired. Because, you go for one shot. Those of you that don't know, if you go for a shot in wrestling and you're stuffed, it is incredibly exhausting and you get discouraged mentally and you don't want to do it again. So there's that. There's the mental fatigue. There's the physical fatigue, of course. There's the idea that if you do go for a shot, you open up yourself for a knee, right? For an uppercut. My favorite, David Spade. If you go for a shot and you get reversed, you end up on your bottom. You go for a shot and you get your back taken. So there's a lot of risk with going for the shot. What I did see that he could have done way better, because the striking actually wasn't that bad. He was right there with me.
Yeah.
He just looked sloppier and he kept dropping his hands.
Yeah.
Was the lead leg kick to the lead leg. If he could throw more of those lead leg kicks, I think Neal would have respected him more and it would have opened up a takedown and then he would have gone to the ground. But he would throw a leg kick, and I think he found that out later in the third round. He started letting him go a little bit, and that changed the game just a little bit. So Saturday, January 22nd, Ngannou versus Gain. What do you think of that?
That would be awesome. I do not see anyone beating Ngannou though. Ngannou's just an animal.
Not
Yeah.
anytime soon.
That man is frightening. Maybe when he's 40, 50. How old is he now?
I don't know, but when he's 40, 50, he's still going to be really frightening.
I would
So,
not. I wouldn't want to
yeah.
go with him until he's, in a wheelchair.
Even when he's a wheelchair, he's going to be frightening, man. He's going to say. Who do we have next? One of
We
my
have-
favorite fights here, Amanda Nunez versus Juliana Pena. Pena comes in, ranked number 3rd. Nunez is the champion. She's held titles in 2 different weight classes. She's knocked out the who's who. She's 21-4. Of course, she won all her last few fights. Pena is 11-4. They're about the same height. You have Pena coming in at 5'6", Nunez coming in at 5'8". Reach advantage exactly the same for both fighters at 69 inches. Leg reach is going to favor Nunez at 41 and Pena at 39 inches. Now, this is the data that really, really counts, guys. Listen to this. Percentage of wins by KO, TKO. Nunez is over 62%, which is pretty significant here. Pena has 27% wins of KO and TKO. Submission rate. Pena has a 45% submission rate, which is really interesting. Nunez has 19% submission rate.
So again, to pay off what you said earlier, if you're going off of decision and grappling, which is what she is,
Yeah.
that favors grappling in the beginning, as you noted, because as she gets sweatier, then it gets more slippery. So the fact that she has more decision wins means more goes the distance. That's not a good thing for her.
Right.
Not necessarily.
Right. I see what you're saying.
But
her advantage in grappling would be in the beginning.
Yeah.
But if it goes to decision, probably not, because they really have a very similar percentage of decisions.
Yeah.
27 for Pena, 19% for
I would
Nunez.
say, but Nunez's striking, I think, is good enough in the beginning. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And her grappling is not shabby either.
No. So it's going to be interesting to see significant strikes per minute. Nunez has a 4.5 strikes per minute. Pena has a 2.8. For significant strikes, they're both about even. Nunez 51%, and Pena 47%. And absorb per minute 2.4 for Nunez, 1.7 for Pena, and then defense against strikes, they're about even too. Grappling, both of them have takedown averages of about 2.5% per 15 minutes. I'm sorry, 2.5 takedowns per 15 minutes. Takedown accuracy, they're dead even at 53%.
Takedown defense, though.
Takedown defense
Nunez.
is where it changes. 84% for Nunez, 23% for Pena. So what we'll see is if there is an exchange in wrestling, you're going to see Amanda Nunez, supposedly, according to data, have better defense.
That said, I think that if not that Amanda Nunez would actually shoot on Pena, but I think her defense is lower. I mean, you don't be that level of a grappler and have that bad takedown defense necessarily. I think that she'd be willing, when people shoot on her, to let them take her down because she's comfortable on the ground.
That's a good argument.
That's a stretch, again.
That is a good argument. But I will say this. In the jiu-jitsu community, there tends to be a big misconception about jiu-jitsu people and takedowns. Actually, a lot of jiu-jitsu people don't have good takedowns.
Yeah, that's true.
So there could be
Like
that,
me.
right? I don't have enough data on her matches to see her, like, if that's the case. But you're right. Maybe they go for the takedown. She kind of absorbs it so she can take it to the ground. Submission average, they're both pretty dead even at .80. And that's the data we have so far. Yes.
Well, that question of the Oliveira question.
Yes.
Could he hang with top jiu-jitsu guys or not?
Oh, yeah. So going back to the question, can Oliveira hang with top jiu-jitsu guys or not? So again, I'm a person of facts. I don't have enough data to support or answer this. But from my experience, someone at his caliber who's doing really well, I would say he could probably handle the top jiu-jitsu guys. Now, when you ask the top jiu-jitsu guys, are you asking for the top jiu-jitsu guys right now? Are you asking for the top jiu-jitsu world champions? Because I can get a top jiu-jitsu guy who's never won worlds, right? But he's still a top jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
He just gets third and second all the time.
Yeah.
Or I get a top jiu-jitsu guy who's winning worlds every year, and there's that. Are we talking about gi, no gi? So I'd love to answer your question, but I just don't have enough data in front of me. I would have to see more. Because remember, he looks phenomenal in MMA, but you guys have to remember that MMA grappling is not the same as competition sport grappling.
I was talking to Luke about this today at Jiu-Jitsu, and we kind of talked about how there's also a different level of mental fortitude for a striker because they're getting hit in the face or getting, body shots. So, like, when they may get armbarred or something, they're okay kind of hanging out and, like, willing to break their arm, because they have that mental fortitude of, I don't want to lose to this,
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu guy, not to say that they don't have that same mental fortitude, especially like a world champion, like they're world champions, right? But I think that, they just have a little bit, the MMA fighter might have a little bit more willingness to, like, go that extra mile.
Right.
And I think that would definitely favor them in a submission rather than, as you noted. So if you're a world champion and you win gi all the time, that shows that you're very adept at that rule set and playing that game. Right. So if you're talking about submission, no gi, I think that advantage, if you would call it an advantage, would play more.
I think
I think Oliveira would do better in no-gi.
and that's the question,
Obviously.
right? Are you asking if Oliveira would do well in an MMA grappling match, like that type of grappling, a no-gi, a gi? Who are the top fighters? It's a loose question, so it's hard to answer it.
Yeah.
I think if he were to grapple no-gi, definitely he could hang with the top grapplers. I think if you put a gi on him, I think it would be difficult at first, but if he gave up his MMA lifestyle and he put the gi on and practiced for a good 3 to 6 months, I think he'd get it back and would be just there with the top level guys. So obviously he's an amazing athlete and is doing amazing things. It's just the rule set that changes the dynamics. You know, I've grappled with D1 wrestlers, and of course in the beginning I could submit them, but as they learn jiu-jitsu, it becomes harder to submit them. Heck, it becomes harder to control them. So I think it really comes down to the rule set, putting a gi on, doing no-gi type fighting. So
He said he was talking more about no-gi.
no-gi, yeah. So to answer your question, I definitely think he could hang in a no-gi grappling match. Having said that, no-gi grappling has really evolved in the last 2 years, and the top no-gi grapplers would do really well. We did have a super fight. It was Gilbert Burns versus Rafael Lovato. This happened a few months ago, and I thought Gilbert Burns would have probably lost because he's focused on MMA, but he ended up winning the match. And not only did he win, he dominated the match. So I definitely could see him hanging. The question was hanging, right?
Yeah.
I definitely could see him hanging with it. Yeah.
Well, like, who would he fight? So if he's in that weight class, who is the top jiu-jitsu guy?
The top jiu-jitsu guy at what weight class?
55.
155 would be right now no-gi Koabate.
Yeah, and Kolabate would brutalize him.
Well, Koabate is a purple belt though, and we haven't seen him won the ADCC, so we can't. I mean, I'm on the Cole train.
He submitted. Did he not submit Gio Martinez?
Yeah, but that's another American, right? So he hasn't won the ADCC. He won the ADCC trials. So I'm trying to think of the top 155 guy who won ADCC. It would be, who was the last guy to win the ADCC at the lowest weight class?
I'm
gonna look it up.
The black belt.
I'm gonna look it up. ADCC champions, and I'll tell you who the top 155 guy, in my opinion, right now, ADCC champion. Let's see. It is 2019. 2019 was the last ADCC. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting enough, Augusto Mendez, who's known as Tanquinho, who was actually, small world, in O'Malley's corner today, is the last person to win the 66 kilos, which is about 145.
Yeah, he trains at Art of Jiu-Jitsu in Costa Mesa, doesn't he? He does now.
No. This is Augusto Mendez is Tanquinho. You're thinking Rafa Mendez.
No, but
who are you talking about?
He was in whose corner was he in?
He was in O'Malley's corner today.
Yeah, the guy with the short black hair.
No, he had like, I think he had. No, O'Malley. He knows who O'Malley is. You're talking about, who are you talking about? Augusto Mendez?
Yeah.
He trains at AOJ.
Yeah.
He might be doing.
Just saw him.
Oh, you're in California now, right? So you probably do see these guys all the time. Now here's a question.
Clearly in California
wait.
right
I have a question real quick. Does Oliveira drop to 155? Because remember, they have a whole day to drop.
Yeah.
What does he walk at?
I don't.
Because they can't do that in ADCC.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
So here's the question. If Charles Oliveira fights JT Torres, Nogi, JT Torres will beat him. Can he hang with him? Maybe. I don't know. I think JT Torres will beat him, hands down, no, without a doubt. JT Torres is the last 77 kilo winner. Can he beat Augusto Mendez? Well, actually, Tanquinho now is training MMA, so that would actually be an interesting fight. But 66 kilos is about 145, so it's actually less. So I don't know if Oliveira can make that weight. So really the question is, could he beat JT Torres? He's the best right now in that weight. He's the reigning champion, and he has to defend his title at the next ADCC. He's also American. Followed by Wagner Rocha. Can Charles Oliveira beat Wagner Rocha? I think they'd have a good I think he have a better chance against Wagner.
Yeah.
Can he beat Gary Tonin? I think Gary Tonin would beat Charles Oliveira.
Yeah,
I think he would
definitely.
leg lock him, if not leg lock him.
Take his back.
Can Charles Oliveira beat Lucas Leprey? That'd be a good one.
No.
That'd be a good one. Yeah, I don't think that.
I'm just saying no off of principle.
Off of principle, right? For those of you that don't know, Lucas Leprey is our coach, so he's gone ADCC several times and he's taken silver twice. And
He beat Gary Tonin, didn't he?
And he beat Gary Tonin.
Yeah,
one
so
of them. He's one of the best, and he
Yeah.
also, won the Nogi Worlds for a few years, and he won the Nogi Worlds. So those are good questions. Keep them coming. Charles Oliveira has amazing jiu-jitsu. It's just different. What's happening now is MMA is going this way, and sport Nogi is going this way, and even Gi is going that way. They're all kind of separating, and people are really specializing. And so if you're really good at Nogi jiu-jitsu, it's going to be different than your grappling and jiu-jitsu for MMA.
Yeah, they say he walks around 170, 180, so it would be the second guy. Right?
He would be JT Torres. So
Yeah.
can he hang with them? I think he can. I really think he can, especially Nogi. Can he beat them? Most likely not. Probably not, only because again, it's different sports. I would love to see those grappling matches. I think it'd be cool if they were to, put them on together.
And I think that's a very unfair question too, because if you gave Charles Oliveira 6 months to train only no-gi grappling prior to that match, I mean, I think it would be a lot better. Do I think he'd still be able to win in that rule set because these guys specialize in that?
Absolutely right. But here's the thing: the question was, can he hang with him now? Right?
Yeah.
Can he hang with him now?
Yeah.
Yes, I think he could hang, but I don't think.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors.
There's a lot of variables. It'd be tough, but the bottom line is I really think it would come down to the rule set, if it's no-gi. And then for no-gi, what's the round? Is it 10 minutes? Is it 20 minutes? Is it ADCC rules? Is it IBJJF rules? Now it doesn't matter because IBJJF and ADCC now allow heel hooks and reaping.
Yeah.
And so, again, Charles Oliveira looks great in MMA. It's just a little different.
Start reaping Tony's knee more in rolls.
Start reaping my knee.
Go for heel hooks next time we roll.
We'll do it. Let's do it. Send you to California with a good gift. Knee brace. So yeah, I hope I answered your question. I would love to see him grapple some of these guys. I definitely would doubt him. I just think the sport has evolved so much. And now a lot of no-gi grapplers are really incorporating wrestling. So cool. Keep the questions coming, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we've had 3 amazing fights. 2 of them were TKO stoppages in the first 2 fights, and then the last one was a decision. You had O'Malley in the first match win by TKO.
In the first round.
In the first round, you had Kara France win the first round as well with a TKO, and then you had Jeff Neal win a decision match against Santiago. I'm not going to say his last name anymore.
One more question before this fight
Yes.
starts. Who do you think would do the best in a jiu-jitsu competition in no-gi from all the MMA fighters? That's a big question.
From all the MMA fighters or
It
from the
says
card tonight?
From the MMA fighters. Maybe narrow it down to the card tonight, or if you have one in mind, then say that. But it says from the MMA fighters, so I guess everybody.
Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns.
Ryan
Gilbert
Ryan
Burns,
Hall,
Ryan
yeah.
Hall.
Jake Shields.
They want you to do a breakdown on the Ryan Hall too.
They keep asking for the Ryan Hall, but which Ryan Hall? The last one where he lost,
I think the last one. They probably mean the last one.
or the last one he got knocked out? There's no breakdown to do.
I don't know. Then what?
Well, did he fight today in the prelims?
He didn't pull guard like he should have.
Wait, did he fight today?
Yeah, he fought today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well,
Slacking.
Let's see it. Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't go to the prelims that early. I was busy setting up stuff for here. Let's see. Yeah, we can go back and check. Ryan Hall, prelims, super prelim. Oh yeah, he won Derek Minor. Was it decision? Yeah, unanimous decision, 3 rounds. But I wonder how he beat him.
Yeah, Ryan Hall's grappling is crazy.
They also said that Andre Muniz had really good jiu-jitsu, apparently.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was the match I told you, where
Oh,
the armbar. Yeah, definitely we'll do a breakdown on Ryan Hall and Muniz. I saw the Muniz fight. That was a beautiful armbar. Ryan Hall,
Minna
obviously
has
there was
better
not a
tattoos, though.
finish. So once we see the match, he had 7 submission attempts. That's what it says here,
Yeah,
and
we
3
go.
reversals. So
what was your answer, Gilbert?
I'm excited for this one.
Gilbert Burns. So top guys who can do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, no-gi.
Nogi right now from MMA. Gilbert Burns, Ryan Hall, Jake Shields, Damian Maia is an obvious one. And who am I missing? Charles Oliveira, I think you could throw in the mix too if you like to specialize. And Habib Nurmagomedov.
Habib.
But he's retired, so. All right, here we go.
I am hyped for this one.
This is Amanda Nunez versus Juliana Pena. First round, both fighters have not thrown a strike. They're circling left to right, kind of stalling a little bit, stalking each other. None of them have thrown one strike. It's a 5-round match.
This is great.
Nunez comes in with a jab.
Nunez is gonna.
Nunez comes with a low leg kick.
Hard. Right
and lands
leg
a right. Comes up with a technical stand-up that is
Damn.
Pena. Low leg kick by Amanda Nunez. Amanda Nunez threw an overhand right and made
She's an animal.
Pena land it on her back.
Again.
Pena comes in with a strike. Nunez comes in with a jab. Low leg kick. Jab cross
Evaded.
by Pena.
Yeah.
Nunez comes in with a body. Jab to the body. Pena comes back with her jab to the body. Both of them not throwing strikes, just feeling each other, making sure they understand distance. Pena comes with a jab cross, lands on Nunez, does very little damage. Nunez throws a low leg kick, and Pena comes back with a jab cross.
There's a lot of power in that.
Nunez comes with a front body kick, lands an overhand right, and Pena is down, but using an active guard to keep distance.
Yes.
Keep distance, keep distance.
Concerned about those up kicks.
Nunez grabs the heel, is still getting kicked to her legs by a down Pena.
Good throw. That she has a good leg kick, so I don't know why she's not throwing
Nunez
around.
comes in.
Gotta watch that.
To the guard to side control.
Oh, okay.
And Pena is using an active guard to come up to a single leg. She has a single leg connected to Nunez. Nunez has a whizzer, is trying to circle and defend the takedown. Pena has a single leg. Nice. Nunez does a judo haragoshi into half guard, and which is a basic hip leg trip. Pena is on her back against the cage while Nunez is attempting what seems like a guillotine in her half guard. Throws an underhook, and finally we see some jiu-jitsu.
Here we go.
Stuffs the half guard. Nunez is controlling the hip.
Nice.
Windshield wipers,
nice.
the bottom leg, goes to a traditional, like a body lock on
Oh, she's
the
taking
back.
her back.
Nunez has one hook, gets the second hook, and is starting to attack the rear naked choke. We're 2 minutes into 2 minutes left, 2:20 left for the first round.
Plenty of time.
Pena is going for a Kimura while her back is taken, and Nunez is cranking on the rear naked choke.
Right on her face.
Pena is trying to defend both hands on one.
Oh.
Pena is trying to Kimura grip the
straight arm lock.
Yeah.
She's trying to straight arm the leg, but if she doesn't let go of that leg, that arm, Nunez can attack. They scramble back.
Well
Pena
done.
escapes the back, is in half guard, or is using half guard rather. Amanda Nunez is in the half guard, shoots a guillotine.
Got a nice bite on that neck.
Very good guillotine grip with a front headlock inside the half guard, and no strikes. It's a bit of a slow match.
It'll be hard to finish it with her.
Great jiu-jitsu. 1:30 left in the first round. Nunez has that front headlock, and they're both kind of recomposing. And Pena, very good defense from her back. Very good defense while she had her back taken, and pretty good defense from half guard. Nunez tries to pummel the underhook.
Swimming to the. She's trying to sit up, I think,
Pena
on
comes
to the
up
outside.
from half guard to work out the outside half guard sweep. Nunez is trying to work that underhook.
But she's doing a great. Nunez is doing a great job of keeping
that control.
Yeah.
Pena is trying to get a tighter grip. Pena goes for
Windshield
a
wiper
loose
again.
Kimura on the outside arm while she's at the bottom half guard.
Could be dangerous.
Nunez is on top. Pena has a butterfly hook with the Kimura grip, comes up to her knee, and Nunez comes back down. She does have that Kimura grip with a butterfly hook on Nunez, though, which can pose a problem. Nunez needs to be careful here because you could underestimate this and get caught. if she's not careful. She can get swept or get her arm taken. So she needs to just hang out here and hold that thigh, and Pena needs to really
got
use this
13
Kimura grip to
seconds.
recompose. 10 seconds left in the first round, and Nunez is doing some body shots to the ribs while she's getting Kimura, and then she's on top half guard, and they know there's only a few seconds left. And end of the first round. All right.
Okay.
I
She
think
looks good on the ground. She really did, but she got beat up on the feet.
I believe Nunez won that. I think with her striking was significant. I think the ground was also pretty even, but she was still on top. So
Yeah.
I think that round goes definitely to
Do
Amanda
they
Nunez.
give Pena a submission attempt for that Kimura?
Yeah.
Because at the same time,
'Cause it wasn't out. It was
Yeah,
just-
like it wasn't threatening. So if it was a Kimura and it was really threatening, sure, but she had her back taken. Both hooks were in. She was getting smothered on a rear naked choke with one hand. I just don't see if it's enough to win the round. You have to look at it objectively, right? Like who was doing the most damage, and Nunez was doing the most damage.
Landed strikes and she had that takedown.
Exactly. So she landed. Nunez landed more strikes. Look, she looks more confident in her corner. She was the better grappler. If we're just looking at objective data.
Do you think she was a better grappler?
In that exchange, yes. So I'm not like outside of that. I'm not. But
No, I just meant because she was so. Pena was so defensive off of her back and was able to wrestle
Right.
up to a decent position.
right.
Because
But
she
I
was
think,
pinned against the fence in the beginning and
right,
we got
but
out
I-
of that.
But I
mean,
think because she had the most control, right? So like she was able to reverse the position. She was able to get the back. She was able to stay on top from half guard.
Yeah.
They're all going to look at who's favored in that jiu-jitsu exchange. Very good jab to open up for Pena on Nunez. And like we said, if it was a grappling exchange, it would have favored Pena. But we're in the second round, and who knows what this did for both fighters. Both of them stalking each other. Nunez immediately going for an overhand right. She's trying to knock her out. Throws a jab, throws a low left kick. When she throws that left kick, she does drop her hands a little bit, and Pena comes in with a jab cross.
Pena has a very interesting right cross.
She does.
See what it's just.
They both come in with a jab cross. Pena lands a jab cross, jab. Nunez keeps throwing those low leg kicks, but she opens up and drops her hands when she does them. Jab cross
Taking
by
shots
Pena.
right to the face, man.
Pena is landing
Damn.
a jab across jab, and they're landing hard on Nunez, and she's actually doing damage. Another jab cross. Nunez comes back with her own jab cross. Another jab by both fighters. Jab by Pena. It landed. Body shot by Pena. Jab by both fighters. Low leg kick by Nunez. Pena comes back with a jab cross jab. Nunez approaches, goes with a low leg kick, doesn't land.
She's really not protecting herself well at all. Now they're just
Pena
smalling
comes back
each
with a
other.
jab of her own and a cross, doing damage to Nunez. Nunez comes back. Very good fight in the second round. Much better for Pena. Pena comes back with a jab cross. Pena comes with another jab. Nunez responds with her own jab cross.
She's just taking her shot.
And now both of them are. Nunez is looking more for that overhand right, and Pena is really coming back with the jab. Jab, jab. Pena gets her mouthpiece in. Comes with a jab cross. Pena is much more confident, looking much better in this round than the first round. Their corner must have seen something because she's attacking Nunez nothing like the first round, and Nunez is taking damage to the face.
She can't block them jabs, dude.
And as Nunez throws these overhand, her hands drop, and that's where Pena comes in with a very good strategic boxing. They both have a scramble. Both of the fighters exchange strikes.
They seem okay to simply just trade punches on the feet. Neither of them super big on defense.
No defense. A lot
They
of them
basically
are
just
going for the
free
knockout.
throw,
I
yeah.
think another jab by Pena, another jab, right cross by Pena. Nunez finally started throwing some jabs of her own.
That left eye of Pena though is not looking good because that's where she.
That's where she can see
Yeah,
jab
Nunez
by
keeps
Pena.
hitting her on that
Nunez
side.
lands her jab in an overhand, and now we have a fight. 2 minutes left into the second round. Pena lands a jab cross combo followed by another cross, and now
Against the
Pena
fence.
works Nunez against the
Nice.
fence, working some dirty boxing with wrist control and an underhook.
Nice
takes
takedown.
Nunez
Yes.
down.
Let's go.
And now,
Oh, she's
and now
moving towards her back.
Pena has the back and is going for a rear naked choke and
Yeah.
also cranking the face. And Nunez has tapped.
Yes.
We have
Let's
a new
go.
world champion. Pena, Juliana Pena is the new world champion. Second round by rear naked choke. Came from behind, was losing the first round, got dropped twice in the first round, was rear naked choke in the first round, was having her back taken. She was losing this fight from the beginning. And then she came in the second round
Just
with
went
so
after
much
her.
confidence, continued to use her jab. It was her jab that set this up. And when she was able to take her against the fence, I also saw Nunez breathing out of her mouth. She looked like she was tired.
Yeah.
She was getting landed. Her hands
that was
were down.
That was such a fast tap though. It was on her face completely. So it's like the
was a
Khabib
crank.
versus
No, it was a crank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
crank.
jaw
So
crank.
bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she must have just applied that really fast.
I think there's several things. I think she was tired. I think the crank was there. I think she felt defeated. She looked defeated in the opening of the second round. There was
here we go.
something
Let's
different.
see. Boom.
Pena's-
Boom.
The takedown was good. The body lock suplex,
Yeah.
good.
Boom. Nice. Just
Pena would come in with a defensive jab and cross. Follow up with a jab.
see.
Cross, jab.
Well done. Right to the chin.
Yep, beautiful combo by Pena. Gets the basic body lock
Yes.
takedown.
And stays super tight, super connected.
Super tight. Gets the back.
And I think she makes a
you meant
mistake of turning.
Connects, gets one hook in, and starts going for that rear naked choke. Immediately
Yeah.
becomes. Now we talked about it, right? Submission. The first round or second round is going to be the advantage
Yeah.
for the grappler. And to be honest, though, she was also outstriking. She was also outstriking her too. So amazing fight. Out of the 4 fights, we've had 3 finishes. 2 of them were in the first round. This one was in the second round. We've only had 1 decision. So this is amazing for Juliana Pena. She was ranked number 3 coming into this fight. If you look at the pre-fight interview, she was confident though.
Yeah.
She said she was going to
The
win.
Venezuelan vixen.
The Venezuelan vixen. That is
That's
nice.
a pretty awesome name. Not
That
gonna
was
lie.
amazing for both fighters
Yeah.
though, because like they went at it.
Yeah.
They just
That was
went at it.
exciting. That could have been the main card right there.
That should have been the main card.
I wouldn't speak too early. I'm
Well-
very excited for this one.
Let's let the women soak this up. This was amazing. This was an amazing fight. They really put on a great fight. They both let it all out. She was much more consistent in the second round, much more defensive, much more strategic. And
Look how happy she is.
I think Amanda was really going for the one punch
Yeah.
kill, and that's what made her gas. That's what made her open up. She kept dropping her hands, and it's okay. She'll be back.
Yeah.
I think she's proven a lot.
Yeah.
I think I haven't seen anyone outstrike her before, so this was interesting to see. So I definitely think she'll be back.
I think it's interesting that because she's a brawler, that's more what she does. So I think she's found someone, even like Cyborg. She
I
kind
remember
of
that.
beat up Cyborg,
Yeah,
and no one was
convincingly.
able to brawl with her.
That's right.
And Pena, to her credit, just stands right in front of her and just trades punch for punch.
Well, let's wait. Well, before she stands in front of her, but she got taken down. I mean, she was taken down twice with 2.
I know that
single
makes it
strikes.
more impressive.
That's what I'm saying. Like she was losing.
Yeah.
She was losing convincingly the first round. Second round completely changed. Like if she hadn't submitted her, she would have won that second round, right? But she was on it, and she just kept staying focused. She never moved. She stayed with her combo. She kept looking at her as she would throw the jab. She was protecting her face,
Yeah.
throwing the cross, coming back with the jab, hitting a body shot. Nunez didn't really throw that many leg kicks.
Yeah. Although
So-
she hit a couple.
So winner by submission,
Yeah.
new UFC champion.
Juliana Pena. Congrats.
Amazing fight here.
You just
Amazing
shocked the
fight.
world.
If you guys are just tuning in, we have one of the biggest upsets. This is a big upset. This is probably one of the biggest upsets of
Yeah.
the year. This is one of the biggest upsets of the year.
Oh, she's crying.
Yeah, she should be. She just conquered the world right there.
Yeah, for sure.
So
earned that.
amazing. jab, cross. This is probably, I can't think of another upset this year. Can you guys think of one that I don't think there's any
No,
bigger than
not
this
an upset.
This
Beautiful, beautiful takedown.
And she used jiu-jitsu to win the
Yes,
fight.
let's
I know.
go.
That's so we're going to do a jiu-jitsu
Yes.
breakdown.
So even if Poirier beats the crap out of
It's
Oliveira,
okay,
no
doesn't
one
matter
cares.
anymore. I got my jiu-jitsu champion. She did a rear naked choke.
Yes.
She used a basic takedown. So we're going to break it down for sure. And that takedown is very basic. That's
Yeah.
like the basic hip body lock takedown. You know, how you take someone down when you have the back, how you go over under, back control. She didn't get all hooks. She didn't get a choke underneath the neck, but you don't need to when you're in that position. So amazing fight, amazing comeback. She deserved it. This is probably the biggest upset of the year. Again, I can't think of any fight that was more shocking than this one. If people had money on her, they just won a lot of money.
They
She
did.
was a huge.
They did.
Someone put 315,000.
Yes, and we made
Oh.
fun of them, like 318 or whatever. Yeah.
How much did they put?
$314,000.
That person is from the future.
I know.
And they just made a lot of money.
For sure.
I would not put that much money on.
I know, that's amazing. And we dissed them earlier. At least
We
I
made
did.
fun of them. We made fun of them. And so now Joe Rogan is interviewing Nunez. But you know what? Nunez will be back.
Real life.
Yeah, she will.
Nunez will be back. She's a great champion. She fought, won 2 weight classes. You know.
Anything is possible.
She seems very humble,
Yeah.
responding to him.
She trained very hard for this. She said, you know, congratulations to Juliana. She's a champion. She's a winner. She'll go back to the gym. She'll train hard. She'll come back strong. And Joe Rogan asked, what was surprising? What did you prepare for? And she just says, honestly, there's no surprises at all. I know she's a warrior. I know she can get hit and still move forward. Just shut down. She's going to keep working to fix it and go back to the gym.
True martial artist right there.
Yep. She'll be back. I'm confident. And you know what? I think she'll be back, and I even think she'll be a champion again. I don't know if this weight class. I don't know, because didn't she go up? She came back down. They talked about a rematch between her and Shevchenko. Did you hear about that? They wanted to fight
I didn't
again.
hear about that one.
That's what someone just said. Morning Hayes said she deserves an immediate rematch if she wants it. Otherwise, Valentina is going to come for it.
Yeah,
Valentina
that is,
Shevchenko.
yeah. I agree. I do think she should get a rematch. I think she's earned it. I think, hey, give a rematch. Make it a main event. I think that Shevchenko should fight the winner of the rematch. But UFC is going to do it based on numbers. And now it looks like Telemundo or someone else is interviewing her because she is Latina. Good for her. So, any questions?
About Dustin, do you think Dustin could catch Oliveira with a guillotine? And then the rest are just saying that they still want to see you grapple.
They still want to see us grapple.
Yes, let's.
Grapple. Wait, who do they want to see grapple?
Tony and Luke. But also you haven't introduced who Fernie and David are, so maybe...
Okay, so
we don't know
Luke
who Fernie is.
Godbold is one of my students. Has been training with me for how many years has he been training with me now?
3.
3
3 and a
years.
half.
Wow, that's a bit. He's been.
Yeah.
How old are you?
18.
Dang. Luke is an 18-year-old beast. He joined me when he was 15. I think we were 15, right?
June 15th.
June
Or May
15th.
15th. May 15th of
remember the date.
2018.
Came in and absolutely destroyed it. And I would just send them to all the grown men and make them weep and cry to their families because you would destroy mop the floor with them. Amazing. So he joined me. He's leaving me now because he's got a venture. He's gonna pursue his career. So we're gonna miss him. So that's why I had Luke. Fernie's Fernando. He's my brother, my younger brother. He purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Started training when he was 11. Were you 11? Or 10?
I think it was 11.
He'd train. He would stop. He would train. He would stop because life got in the way. But he finally trained with me, joined me full time in 2018, right? April of 2018.
Yeah.
19, 20, 21. So we're at 3.5 years. He's now here. Got his purple belt.
3.5 years.
Let's go, brother.
Won the Charleston Open, right?
Charleston Open.
Won the Tap Cancer. Won the what other one? Fuji. Took silver in the Charlotte.
Charlotte, yes.
Took silver in
Or
the
Nogi and Charlotte.
Nogi in Charlotte. You didn't do the gi?
I did bronze and gi and then silver.
Got the bronze in the Charlotte IBJJF Open, silver in the no gi. And then what's next? What are you going to compete next?
Well, January has 2 competitions that are a week apart, and I want to do both of them.
Okay.
Is that Fuji and New Breed?
Fuji and New Breed.
I was thinking about doing
I just want to start the year super fast and super hard.
So Fuji will be here in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where we're at.
Maybe a
And
super fight.
New Breed in Charlotte, January 22nd. And then maybe a super fight February
Is it
5th.
Yeah.
Did you sign up for Toro Cup?
I haven't applied yet.
So Toro Cup is a big organization here. They do awesome super fights. And so Fernie applied last time, didn't get on there. And then now he's applying for this next one. Any IBJJFs?
I don't even know. I haven't looked at the schedule. But
Atlanta in February is probably the closest one.
yeah.
Atlanta.
I wish you guys the best.
Awesome.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you. And then David's my nephew. He's been training, then he stopped, then he trained, then he stopped. He came to live here for a few months, and now he's going back to Texas to join the Border Patrol. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good for you, brother.
Yeah.
That's a great
So
job.
he still trains. He passed the Border Patrol exam, so now he's doing all the other stuff. So
Awesome.
really proud of him, and hopefully you keep training when you get back somehow. Just
Yeah, man, you
train.
gotta keep that up.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. Actually, very good. I think you can have a lot of potential if you keep doing that. So that's who's joining us. We have Catherine in the production. She's the woman behind the scenes doing everything with editing and content management. She's really doing a lot for us. So thank you, Catherine. And we have Rico, the gamer. I know a lot of you are gamers because you follow Marshall. Rico is one of the best gamers out here, and he's got a channel. And so we'll put him in the comments too, so you could follow Rico and Fernie and David. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Not that I'm gonna share on.
Oh, you're not gonna share. Okay, Luke has one, but he doesn't want you to know what it is because he just doesn't want to be stalked, which is fine. But this is my crew today, so happy to have them here celebrating. Which, by the way, this is my 5th anniversary for my black belt.
Yeah, I saw that on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah, my 5th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 5 years ago, I got my black belt, and I'm a first degree. I should be getting my 2nd degree in a year from now. Time has flown. It was a tough journey, but it always gets better. So I'm excited to share this celebration with you guys. So maybe after the event we'll grapple. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
And then, are you gonna reveal now who you have for the main?
Yes. All right. So let's talk
go.
data points. All right. So after looking at data, all right. Poirier, 54% of his wins are by knockout or TKO, 29% for Oliveira. This gives Dustin Poirier a huge advantage because he's been in the trenches. He's had the title fights. He's fought McGregor. He's fought like the who's who. This guy, and I believe didn't he lose to Khabib? Poirier?
Did he fight Khabib?
I don't know.
I don't think he fought Khabib.
I don't think he did. Well, because there was controversy. They were saying that he shouldn't get a title shot, that Khabib's teammate should get the title shot. And so there was a controversy with that. Definitely favors Poirier. Oliveira has the jiu-jitsu background, which I love. If this match ends in early, I really feel he did. So Khabib beat Dustin Poirier by submission in the 3rd round, which proves that Poirier's jiu-jitsu is not the greatest.
Although Khabib was, I mean, let's be honest, the pinnacle.
For sure. He has the best grappling for MMA,
Yeah.
hands down. Poirier, though, is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He does train, from my knowledge. He just prefers to strike. This is
Yeah.
the misconception a lot of people have. They say, oh, I don't want to join jiu-jitsu because the jiu-jitsu guy got knocked out. Yeah, he got knocked out by another jiu-jitsu guy. All of these guys know jiu-jitsu, wrestling, sambo, judo. This is the foundation of fighting. You have to know grappling. You have to know striking. You have to know fight IQ. What is fight IQ? Learning to think as a fighter, learning to move, learning to bob and weave. You need to know the basics of boxing, the basics of wrestling, the basics of jiu-jitsu, and the basics of kickboxing, whether that's American kickboxing, Muay Thai, Sancho, which is not very popular, but more Muay Thai. Some of the Eastern martial arts aren't as popular. I don't want to say as effective, but they're not as popular in UFC as we've seen, and for several reasons. But you still see some Eastern martial artists enter
mean,
Lyoto Machida was one of them.
you
right?
have a
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Karate guy.
karate, yes.
Hell yeah.
Wrestling and karate.
He
what's
just
his name?
lost to. Who did he lose to? He just lost. I know I'm forgetting too. But anyway, Poirier. Here's my opinion. I think Poirier will win because of experience, because of striking, because of data. Do I want Poirier to win? I don't care. I'm being honest. I don't care. Do I think he'll win? I think he's the favorite, isn't he? Or is he the underdog?
He's
He's a favorite.
Is he?
he's ranked number 1.
He's ranked number 1. Oliveira's a champion.
He should be ranked number
Reach advantage. Oliveira has a reach advantage. I don't see Oliveira outstriking him.
Yeah.
Listen, if Oliveira wins, I'd be super happy because it's probably going to be jiu-jitsu. So this isn't to say that I want Poirier to win. I'm going based off of evidence. And at the end of the day, data speaks for itself, right? Now, if Oliveira wins, I mean, we just saw data turned on its head, though.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nunez just lost
Oliveira might hit a flying knee.
Warrior did fight Khabib also. He lost
by submission.
rear neck.
We just checked. So, according to data, Poirier can win, should win, but he's also been, vulnerable to this type of fighter before.
He might be overconfident coming into this. I doubt it. I mean, he's champion. But
He's wanted a title fight for a while. He felt that he earns it because he beat McGregor twice. Now, is McGregor the best at this weight class? I don't think so.
oh, not anymore.
I think
No.
5 years ago that was a different question,
Yeah.
a different answer. I think now he's really taking his time. So my answer is I really believe Poirier will win based on what I see here. It's going to be tough for Oliveira. He's a new champion. He's had tough fights.
And I don't think he's faced anyone like Dustin
I don't think
before.
he's faced anyone like him either. He
Yeah.
fought, who did he fight last fight? He's coming off a win from his last fight with the last person who was a very heavy striker, but was a lot smaller than Poirier. And
Poirier's
different stylistically. So,
I think
were there
Poirier
other
is just
questions?
very sound.
There were a couple more. One they said Tony Ferguson for each Eastern martial arts.
Yeah.
And then they said, do you think you'll ever see Capoeira in the UFC? Morning Hayes said that.
So believe it or not, Capoeira actually has some of the more. They did a study on this. They have one of the most effective power kicks, right? One of the spinning kick is probably the most powerful kick.
Which they have been knocked out with those.
Yes, and they have done it in MMA before. Again, statistically speaking, though, it's not very practical and effective. Now, you can use some of the kicks if you mix it up, but Capoeira as a whole style, I don't think. If the question is, can we see Capoeira's influence in MMA? Yes, I do think you can use a lot of those kicks from there, but they're gonna have to mix it in with Muay Thai, kickboxing, some sort of boxing. To just use Capoeira by itself, no, I don't think that would help at all.
Okay, and then one more question before the Prince. Did you guys ever train any other martial art?
Absolutely, yes. I trained. So when I was a kid, I joined karate. And I did karate for a few months. And I loved it, actually. And then I did boxing. And then I did boxing for a little bit. Had stopped doing it because of sports. And then I did savate. I tried savate, which is French foot fighting. It's like French kickboxing. And then I finally got serious with jiu-jitsu in 2006. And I did jiu-jitsu. I did judo. I went back to boxing, did Muay Thai. I quit boxing. I quit Muay Thai. I quit judo for stupid reasons. The reasons were because it took away time from jiu-jitsu. So I couldn't do everything. So I was boxing Muay Thai, but I had to get ready for the Pan Ams, right? I was doing judo, but in judo we did an hour of drilling and 15 minutes of sparring. In jiu-jitsu we did 30 minutes drilling and an hour of sparring. So I would go to roll because I was a younger kid and I just wanted to roll. Having said that, I did do other martial arts. I regret quitting them. So I stayed with jiu-jitsu because I love jiu-jitsu the most. But my advice to my white belt self, which is a video I posted on my YouTube channel, was don't quit any of them. Even if you do boxing once a week, this is my ideal plan. Boxing once a week, jiu-jitsu every day. Judo once a week, jiu-jitsu every day. Muay Thai once a week, jiu-jitsu every day. Wrestling once a week.
Do you really think
jiu-jitsu
you need
every
to
day.
do boxing and Muay Thai then?
Yes,
Yes?
yes.
Why is that?
Because Muay Thai traditionally has weak punches because they're out here. You don't fight like that.
Yeah.
Boxing's here. Boxing has great stance, but you're open for the leg kick, which you are kind of in Muay Thai, but not really. You're able to check, right? So in boxing, you can't do that. So our instructor who I had, Professor Javier Duque Brown, miss you by the way. I hope to see you in Laredo soon. He was my coach. He would fuse the two. He would say you got to have a Muay Thai kick with a boxing stance, and you have to be able to fuse the two.
If you, I'll give you the two martial art questions. So, if for the street purposes,
okay,
2 martial arts to learn.
Okay.
What are those 2?
Boxing and jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just want to learn from the street, boxing and jiu-jitsu, that's all you need. Okay. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu for grappling, to not hurt your person. Boxing to learn how to get punched, to bob and weave, to learn how to move from the center to circle. Because at the end of it, you got to learn how to avoid the punches. Jiu-jitsu teaches you to do that, but boxing really exposes you to that. But yeah, for self-defense, I would say boxing, jiu-jitsu. For MMA, I would say boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestling, sambo, judo. Heck yeah, the more the merrier.
Luke, did you do any others?
I did Taekwondo when I was younger. I was
What belt rank?
competed.
What belt rank did you get?
I don't remember exactly. I remember I was 2 from whatever black belt, but I was with a gym that was, a kid gym, I will call it. It wasn't super serious.
Okay, all right, you did it.
And that's the only martial art that I have formally trained other than jiu-jitsu.
Cool. Any other questions?
Other than real life experience.
Keep the questions coming. We want to know what kind of questions y'all have.
Any questions about the main
There was
fight?
the one about do you think Dustin could catch Oliveira with a guillotine?
Oh.
And then also someone said, I'm wondering if Poirier will be able to withstand the top game of Oliveira.
Top game meaning like his passing, or like,
I guess.
or he mean like his striking.
I'm not sure.
So,
Just answer the first question.
okay, I don't think Poirier will catch him in a guillotine because Oliveira is a
No,
jiu-jitsu
do you
guy.
think Dustin could catch Oliveira?
That's what I mean. I don't think Dustin will catch Oliveira in a guillotine because Oliveira is a jiu-jitsu guy. I don't think it's okay. I don't think that'll happen. When you say top game, Oliveira has very good jiu-jitsu for MMA. So I think that if it does go to the ground, Poirier's in trouble. So that, like I called it, I think Poirier's going to win. I think he's going to be able to avoid this. But if it goes to the ground, Oliveira is going to end it. And then I kind of, to be honest, now that I say that, look, they're both 32 years old. They're both about, Poirier's 5'9", Oliveira's 5'10". Weight 155.
2 inch reach
Poirier
advantage for Oliveira.
Now that I say that, I probably emotionally biasly want Oliveira to win because of jiu-jitsu.
But Poirier's an American and he has better tattoos. So.
Okay, but Oliveira bleached his hair.
That makes it more want him to lose.
Bringing the 2000s.
All right, let's see which one.
Do not bring
No, I got it. Let's see which one trains in California. Oh, that'll be the.
I'm not moving to California for.
You don't have to.
good
Hey, listen. You don't
purposes.
have to defend yourself on camera. We don't need to know. We're just gonna miss you, man. That's all. You can send us letters.
And just know that you're always welcome back.
You're always welcome back. North Carolina will gladly take you and your ideals.
My California ideals or the deals I had before I went to California?
No comment. No comment. Any other questions?
Not right now.
All right. So, if you guys really want to see a grappling match, maybe we'll do it after.
After the,
Yeah.
like, in your jeans right there.
Yeah, I'm wearing joggers. I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, we'll move the couch. Do it.
Yeah. We could actually do like a breakdown of what happened,
Yeah.
right? Not much to break down.
I can punch Freddie in the face.
Yeah.
You probably can. Probably can. All right, guys. So we are in the final matchup. This is the main event. Both fighters just walked into the octagon. A lot of people are on their feet, nervous for this fight. This is probably one of the best fights of the year.
You can tell Oliveira is he's focused.
Oliveira looks focused. Poirier looks confident.
Yeah, and that may be a problem. I don't know. I think he can't be a little too confident because I think Oliveira is an extremely tough fight.
Poirier is favored.
Regardless.
He is definitely favored to win this one. Let's see how the first round. Again, I think that jiu-jitsu will really help in the beginning of the match. There's less sweat, more to grab on. more strength to kind of deal with.
Oliveira needs
However, when I say
Who's
that,
already
jiu-jitsu can also come back later
Yeah.
because even though they're sweaty, it's hard to control. There's cardio. There's a cardio difference too, where jiu-jitsu really reigns supreme. So I can't always just say that the grappler has an advantage in the beginning. Definitely can have an advantage later. But Poirier, to me, it's not only the striking, it's Poirier's fight IQ. It's his experience.
Yes.
It's
And you
his
saw that with the
ability.
time.
Yeah, it's his ability to see a crowd like this. This is in a packed arena in Las Vegas, and to stay calm the whole time. That is really hard to do. And the champions, the real champions, the guys who are up there as part of the greatest, have learned to do that the best.
Yeah.
And so this is the advantage I have. Not to take anything away from Oliveira, because he's had the big fights, he's had the big crowds, but he had one title fight. So he's defending it, and it's a lot harder to defend a title than to win a title. It really is. This is probably the hardest thing. Is why it's so much more impressive when a person is able to defend their title. So, but who knows? This could all end in the first round, and I eat my words. But again, I'm going according to data and what I've seen. Oliveira and Poirier step to the center of the octagon. Herb Dean is the referee. Poirier is looking at Oliveira. Oliveira finally looks up.
Very
They shake
respectful
hands,
to each
very
other.
respectful
Yes.
hug, and they walk to their
Yeah.
corner. The
Love
way
to
martial
see
arts
it.
should be.
The way it should be.
Martial arts should be. So, here we go. We are live. Guys, if you're just joining us, we had 4 amazing fights. We are about to start the main event. Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier. And we are ready to give you round-to-round coverage of these fighters. And the fight begins. Poirier throws in a weak jab. Oliveira goes with a flying knee. Poirier goes with an overhand. Throws a jab. Poirier is a southpaw. Oliveira's using elbows. Poirier comes in with a
Nice.
jab cross. Takes Oliveira to the ground already with his punch. Oliveira comes back up.
Khabib tweeted that he thinks that Dustin's going to win, for the record.
Yeah, I can see
Interesting.
that. Oliveira throws a
Good.
head kick.
Nice.
Poirier throws a cross.
Left cross.
Poirier with a jab cross. Poirier with an uppercut. More uppercuts. And Poirier looking like the better striker.
Yeah,
as
very
we discussed.
fast. He's very fast.
Confident, power behind his
Yes.
punches. Is a southpaw. This is posing a problem for Oliveira, who's not southpaw. And
Oliveira's mixing it up. He's throwing knees in there.
hands
man.
across. Poirier
Not
is
good.
dominating the striking, landing jabs and crosses, and a hook. Poirier goes with another cross.
Nice left.
They just got to be careful with pacing. They
Yeah.
can't burn themselves out. It's the first
And you
round.
can see they are breathing a
They're
little
breathing.
bit
They're
now.
breathing. 340 left in the round. Poirier
Nice.
lands another combination.
He's able
Oliveira
to.
lands a knee.
He throws. Poirier throws that right outside, and then he slips right underneath and back out again, very effectively. He's done that 2 or 3 times now.
Oliveira throws his jab cross, doesn't land. Poirier comes back with the jab.
Tagged him with that right hand.
Oliveira
And he
goes
shoots,
for a takedown.
but he's got a double under, or he's got
Poirier
an under.
has a whizzer and an underhook.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And is
pretty
against
good.
the cage, defending really well. Oliveira,
his hands
I
kinda
think
blocking
Oliveira
the
knew
knee.
he was losing the striking exchange and went for
Yeah.
the takedown here, which is smart. I would have done the same thing. I think
He's in a decent position.
he's in a decent position, but that
For a
whizzer's
takedown.
he goes for a jiu-jitsu
nice.
roll.
Yes.
Dustin comes up.
Comes up, nice. That was close. That was excellent by Oliveira.
Oliveira's
that coming.
landing knees and elbows.
And he's throwing a lot of
and
elbows
they're back to the
from
center.
weird distance.
Lands a nice cross from Oliveira.
Yeah.
Lands a jab, and now they're back to the
Yeah,
center.
this is getting
Poirier
a good
comes
fight.
back with the overhand.
Snaps his
and then
head
comes
back with the left
with
jab. Tags him a little bit. Again, hits him
Oliveira's
with the
eating
jab.
those jabs.
Yeah.
Low leg kick by Oliveira.
Body shot, left cross
Another
by
cross.
Dustin.
Oliveira's just taking shots to the head. Oliveira needs to go for a takedown again. He's getting destroyed by these strikes. Cross, jab.
He's just, again, as you mentioned earlier. Ooh.
Takes him down. Poirier lands a good combination, takes Oliveira down. Oliveira comes back up, recovers, is losing the striking exchange, but is clinching with a Muay Thai clinch and trying to knee and elbow. Poirier moves, scrambles to the center.
Snapped his head
Poirier
back
throws
again.
an overhand. Oliveira throws a wild punch. Poirier moves out of the way, throws his own combo of a cross and a jab. That southpaw is giving a good uppercut by Oliveira. The southpaw is really giving Oliveira a challenge here. It's pretty difficult, but he's in there. He's taking the punches. He's taking the punches.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Poirier is down. Sorry, Poirier lands a punch. Oliveira is down inside his closed guard.
Oh, that was...
And now this is a very dangerous place for Poirier. He's inside his closed guard.
He backed out.
Oliveira
I
comes
would not
back
have
up.
done that. I would not have done that. I would have kept him in closed guard.
Yep. Oliveira let him come up, and now they're back to striking. 1:15 left in the first round, and Poirier is definitely winning the strike exchange. Oliveira needs to go for a takedown. He lands another one on Oliveira.
And again.
This is not looking good. A minute left in the first
Slipped a little
round,
bit.
and Oliveira gets landed again with these punches. He's eating these punches bad. His hands are up, but he's just not defending. He comes back with his own cross. Poirier lands a jab.
I think if Poirier gets him against the fence again, it's not
another
good
jab
news.
cross to the head. Oliveira is just taking the hits, lands his own front leg kick. Body kick, I'm sorry. Poirier comes back
Snapped
with
his
more
head back
combos.
with that left cross
Another
again.
cross, another jab by Poirier. Poirier is just dominating the striking exchange. Oliveira comes with a flying knee, kind of desperate.
Spinning back first
fist,
attempt.
10 seconds, and Oliveira's trying to recompose and try to do something in this round, but Poirier definitely won that exchange. First round, Poirier, I think.
Yeah,
you agree?
outstanding performance.
They were trying to like walk him to his corner.
Yeah, I think he should have stayed on the ground. He shouldn't have
Yeah, he
opened
should
his
have
guard
kept
like that.
him in guard because Dustin wasn't really, just going all on.
If you guys are watching this at home, you're seeing that, Dustin is kind of what I called, right? The striking exchange and the confidence and the ability to use his southpaw and land these combination shots and stay in front of him and just look at how he just moves out of the way.
Yeah, and just like
even his Muay Thai clinch
Yeah.
Oliveira's doing a good job with a decent Muay Thai clinch and a knee and elbows, but they're not doing much damage.
But you see how much he slipped, like he just knows that this is the experience. And although that was a good up kick was close.
That up kick was close, and if it lands,
That would have been rough.
it's done. Oliveira landed 29 head strikes. Poirier landed almost double, 56. And for those of you that didn't order the fight, Poirier completely dominated the first round. It was not even close. And they're going into the second round. Does not look good for Oliveira. But hey, we saw that with Nunez. So
Yeah.
so you never know.
Oliveira doesn't have any head movement either.
No head movement. He's
staying
walking there into the punches. He's not, any head movement, no bob weaving, nothing. No. Now he's looking
He's
more
shooting,
active. He's
yeah.
going for wild punches and
Threw
going
a nice
for
knee, though.
takedowns
And
through
an elbow, a little bit of
and
dirty.
now he's giving it to Poirier. He's got like a clinch against the cage. Poirier's defending with a wizard. This is the same position they were before.
I don't know if Poirier wants to angle that much over because he's kind of off balancing himself.
That's right.
Yeah,
Poirier is
see?
going for the
Yep.
ground, and he's trying to take him down. This is his best shot to win this match. And
Oliveira
Oliveira's
almost took
working
his
the
back.
working the hook.
Yeah.
Oliveira's working the hook. Poirier is spinning, and now Poirier's
knocked
on
him out.
top, inside his guard. Oliveira goes for a triangle, omoplata. He's got an omoplata. He's hooking the leg. He's doing very well. He's holding on to the glove because guess what? The glove is the easiest thing to grip instead of the skin, which is sweaty. Poirier spins,
Nice
and
roll.
now Oliveira is
Yes.
on top inside Poirier's guard, and Poirier is not known to have a decent guard. However, he's black belt in jiu-jitsu, so who knows? Oliveira reversed, and now Oliveira is on top with some really good jiu-jitsu transitions. Poirier is hugging tight to prevent a lot of the strikes, and Oliveira continues to throw soft body shots to the ribs.
This will be very interesting.
This is what Oliveira needed.
Yeah, he's got a body. Dustin had a body triangle on Oliveira now. Oliveira's trying to peel his face off.
Oliveira's peeling, trying to posture, trying to break the grip. Poirier is holding on tight. Oliveira throws an elbow from the closed guard. And interesting, Poirier has a body triangle in the on Oliveira while he's in his closed guard. And Oliveira's just trying to land ground and pound strikes, doing very well actually. Throwing that elbow
Short
cross,
elbow.
trying to restrict some breathing on the windpipe, which makes sense. Really trying to smother him. And Poirier does not look good.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
needs to
he's-
move. He ain't doing anything
He's not
right
doing
now.
anything. He's trying to prevent strikes. This is exactly how we called it. First round was all striking in Poirier's world, and now we're in Oliveira's world, which is the jiu-jitsu part.
And I think that in between the two of the striking being more even-ish, at least somewhat, even though he beat him by a lot points-wise, he looks completely out of place on the ground.
Yeah, I could see that. There's 2 minutes, 2 minute 15 seconds left in the second round. So
He's not trying any sweep. He's not trying
any
subs. He's
sweeps.
not trying
And part of the
sweeps.
reason could be he doesn't want to get hit. He wants to kind of stall out, lose the round, and come back and try to win the third and
Yeah.
fourth round. That could be a strategy.
Yeah.
If he tries to go for a sweep, he's going to open up to a guard pass.
Yeah.
So he's probably not taking that risk, which I understand. But also, Oliveira's not trying to pass. He's just trying to punish him by
He's just
continuously
working.
throwing these elbows. So first round convincingly was won by Poirier. Second round, Oliveira is completely winning this match on jiu-jitsu and ground and pound. This style of MMA, guys, by the way, was very popular 20 years ago. This is how most champions would win. They'd take you down. It's when all the wrestlers learned jiu-jitsu, and they would just beat you up inside your closed guard.
He's going for a guard break.
Yeah, he's going for like
He
a
was
credit
finally
card
trying.
pass.
He was finally trying to open the guard. John Jones there with his tweet. Both of these guys will be sore tomorrow.
He needs to look for like an over-under.
I think Oliveira needs to keep doing what he's doing. Just smother him. No need to pass. You're winning the fight. Stay on top.
I was talking about
just beat him
Dustin.
up. Poirier needs to actually hold tight and work an underhook or work an over-under and start trying to off-balance him. There's 50 seconds left. He obviously lost this round. He just needs to not get knocked out. You know, if that's honestly going to be the safest bet here because he's not going to be able to sweep him here.
Yeah.
Now that sweat that we talked about is
Yes.
favoring Oliveira because now he can just smother his way, fall back in there. Poirier can't do anything. We got ourselves a championship fight. This is great. Good little shoulder.
This is almost 4 minutes of being in the guard.
This has got to be exhausting too for both of them.
100%.
Well, striking also.
There was very little striking in the second round, but yeah, the first round was completely a striking battle by Poirier, and now
See, look at how bad
Oliveira's trying to end this
Yeah.
fight. 4 seconds left. I think Oliveira knows he won that round, and that's
Yeah.
why he got up the way he did. The question here is, right? The question here is, who has more cardio left?
Yeah.
Because this is a sport, and in these sports, they gotta train for these 5-minute rounds. Who has been to the 5-minute rounds the most? I don't know. I don't have that data. I mean, we could look it up, but whoever has had that experience going into the third, fourth round, it's going to be a deciding factor. Did this gas out Oliveira? Did this gas out Poirier? Did it gas out both?
Right, because even when you're defending in the closed guard, like without strikes, just in jiu-jitsu, you have someone who's overwhelming and just
Yeah,
really
it's
trying to pass.
pretty tiring.
It's tiring.
Squeezing the legs, trying to breathe. For the guy on top, I don't know. But throwing strikes is tiring. I
Yeah,
know
throwing
that.
strikes.
It's completely anaerobic, right? You're holding a breath. You're letting it go. So, guys, we have ourselves a match. Poirier soundly won the first round on strikes. Oliveira convincingly won the second round on jiu-jitsu and ground and pound. So now we have an even match. We're going into the third round. If you just joined us, it's a tied match. And so it's interesting to see what's going to happen here. Poirier needs to keep it on his feet. Oliveira needs to take him down again. And so here we go. Third round. Both meet at the center. Poirier is in front of him, landing his jab. Oliveira starts to circle and make his way towards the fence. Goes for the takedown again.
Oh, and he's on his back with a body
Again.
lock.
Gets
And
a
he's got
first
a
hook.
hook. Oh, this is
Oliveira is working the back take and
Yeah.
using his jiu-jitsu. Gets the
Oh,
other
yes.
hook.
He's on his back.
He didn't get the second hook. He has the first hook. He's actually doing a really good hip clamp there. Oliveira is really good jiu-jitsu.
Oh,
Trying
he's
to go for
wrapping
the
up
rear
the
naked
neck.
choke.
He's wrapping up the neck.
He's going for a rear
got
naked
it.
choke. Poirier is defending. Oliveira has the back. but they're standing, guys. They're not on the ground. So Poirier is getting choked by Oliveira, but they're both standing.
He needs to peel that
He's trying
off.
to peel the arm off.
Can't just
Oliveira's
eat that.
trying to finish.
Oh, he got deeper.
He's trying to finish. It is getting deep. It is getting deep. Oliveira has a deep choke on
He's
Poirier.
done. He's
Poirier
done.
taps.
Yes.
And
Oh.
Oliveira wins with jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
He wins with jiu-jitsu.
And
Oliveira
that hurts
came
me,
back.
bro. I'll be honest.
That
I
hurts you?
wanted Poirier to
You wanted
win.
Poirier
I
to
love
win?
Poirier.
This is
Poirier
exactly
is a
what
great
you
fighter.
said. Like
Yeah.
the sweat and everything. Like he's threw his jab, he slipped to the back.
Yeah,
grabbed
just
on,
clinched
clamped on.
Guys, Oliveira was losing the first round. He was trying to strike with
champion,
Poirier.
though.
I think his corner said, hey, you need to work your game, which is jiu-jitsu. He came in the second round, proved his jiu-jitsu is good, came in the third round, worked the back, and got the rear naked choke. That's two rear
Very
naked chokes
quickly.
tonight.
Yes.
2 rear naked chokes.
My 15.
So amazing fight by Oliveira. Super great. We get jiu-jitsu finally in the main event. And I called it for Poirier based on data. So don't, before you say, hey, you said, no, I said based on.
Hey, you said.
You said.
You said.
But I also said that if it was going to happen, it was going to be in grappling.
And Khabib was wrong.
Habib was wrong. Habib, it's your fault.
It's your fault, brother.
I mean, obviously, like Dustin outclassed him in striking.
Yeah, like beat the crap
So
out of
you
him.
have to make sure, like, if that's not your world, you need to figure out a way to get
Yeah.
to what your world is. And
Dustin did look a little tired, though. He threw that jab. Oliveira slipped it, went right to the back, got one hook, and really focused on that rear naked choke. Basic. Guys, a rear naked choke is the basic jiu-jitsu fundamental move. We teach that to our kids. We teach that to our beginners, like on day one.
Yeah.
This is the first move you learn.
And it
because it's
works.
so common. It works. It's so common.
And can you get on good on. I just started like 3 sentences and didn't finish any of them.
Yeah, I was waiting for all 3.
Good on Oliveira though. Right when Dustin tapped, he let go.
Ah,
That's
yeah,
another
of course.
thing. That's unusual.
Well, I think they showed class from beginning
they are,
to the
to
middle
the end.
to now.
Yeah. Look at him.
So
What do you think about him staying standing? Like, do you think he would have had any
I think-
better-
I think it would have been worse for him on the ground, honestly.
wait, are you talking about? Is that a question?
when he
No,
was
that's
in
my question.
when he
Oh.
was in the back.
What do you think? Standing? You're talking about from the him getting his back?
Yeah, like when he got the back, then he stayed standing. Like, what?
I think what he should have done was keep his hip high, his head low to give a harder chance because of the sweat. That would have favored him, but he stayed postured, maybe hoping for the same. But it's not gonna happen. You need to like pick your hips up high and put your head low and kind of tripod, or go to the ground and start working the escape. But again, Poirier, he's a black belt, but just because he's a black belt doesn't mean he continuously trains with a gi, right? He probably just does a lot of striking, does strength and conditioning, does wrestling, does jiu-jitsu, no gi. So he didn't respond the best way, but he also looked tired. So good for Oliveira to defend his title.
And you got to give it to him, man. He's a trooper.
He's a champion. He showed a champion's heart. He came from behind, and he's going to grow from this. They're both going to grow from this, and they'll both be back headlining another event. Poirier has worked hard for this. He lost. He'll come back. Oliveira has worked hard for this. He'll be back to defending his title.
I think that was very convincing. And I think this is good for both of them because they're both the same age. They're sort of in the same-ish position. Dustin now knows that he needs to be able to work on his grappling. And Oliveira now knows, he did well striking-wise considering.
He did,
Like,
he
Dustin's
did.
one of the best at that.
For sure. And
So-
if this match had stayed on the feet and Poirier knew how to circle around,
Yeah.
then we would have seen a different outcome. But that wasn't the case. What I think is going to happen next for Oliveira is he's going to defend his title again. Who's next in line?
I don't know.
People keep talking different names. They keep talking about McGregor coming back. Of course, McGregor put on a lot of weight. Have you seen pictures of him?
Yeah.
He's trying to go
TRT
to
will do great things for you.
TR2 will do amazing things. So it could be that McGregor's looking to fight at a heavier weight class.
He needs to go to Russia and fight there. They don't drug test over there.
I'm sure they don't. I'm sure when they drug test here, I'm sure some of them get away with it. To be honest,
No,
I
Connor's just
think-
working his ass off.
he is, and I think he asked for. Look, here's what I'm talking about. So
That one hook, man.
So Poirier needs to stay in that position. Like as he gets here, stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there.
That's not
But see,
So-
he locked it up there, even in that
Yeah,
position.
but his
though.
hips are low, and he's too high.
Gaethje's up now. Like,
Like, do you
Who?
think if he had
Gaethje?
moved
That's-
away from the fence and
But Gaethje and also
Yeah,
and also, do you have the list with you? The ranking?
that a question?
There's also
no, this was
Islam.
me.
Islam.
Yeah,
That's who might get the title shot. Islam,
he's really good.
Makachev, and Gaethje.
Islam Makhachev is pretty ridiculous.
Yes, I think this will be a grappling match. But the difference is Islam uses his grappling to strike.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a question actually.
What was the question?
No, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Something about the person that you're talking
Islam? Yeah, he's probably Habib is arguing that he's the one next in the title. There's Justin Gaethje. There's also McGregor. I think McGregor will make the UFC a lot of money, so they might do it just for that. I think he will lose to one of these guys.
Yeah.
And then I think they'll get serious and give him Gaethje and then Islam. If they want to build Charles Oliveira, they'll give him Gaethje, and I think he'll beat Gaethje after what I saw tonight.
Gaethje too.
I think him
Gaethje's
against Islam will be
grappling
an
is-
amazing
yeah.
fight. I think that will be a great fight.
Yeah.
I think McGregor should fight Jake Paul.
Oh, of course, Tony Ferguson calls him out. Of course, he wants a title shot. Who's this?
What did I say? McGregor and Jake Paul.
I don't know who Jake Paul is.
It's just some YouTuber who's a boxer now.
Playing.
Hey, the way McGregor's been fighting, I'm sure this guy will give him a fight. Congratulations to Charles Oliveira, and good job to Poirier. That was a great match. We got to see jiu-jitsu. 2 of the fights were, jiu-jitsu match. Guys, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. Let us know what you enjoyed about tonight. Let us know what you liked. And if you didn't see the match, let us know what you liked about the live stream. We're just trying to serve you guys and make sure that you get to see some of this fight footage. Any questions in the comment section?
At the moment, there was one, but it doesn't have to do with this match. But it says, who would win out of Brian Ortega or Ryan Hall
Grappling or MMA?
in a jiu-jitsu match?
Oh, in a
Ryan
jiu-jitsu
Hall.
match? Yeah, Ryan Hall.
It wouldn't even be competitive.
Yeah. And the reason Ryan Hall would win against Brian Ortega, not that Brian Ortega is bad, it's just Ryan Hall has more jiu-jitsu IQ. He's
Yeah.
done more
And
matches.
he's very modern.
Very
yeah.
modern. He knows the rule set. He's
Yeah.
flexible. His technique is far superior to Brian Ortega. In an MMA match, it'd be a completely different story, I think. But in a grappling
man.
match, it would be
My man.
Ryan Hall. So, cool. Any other questions?
No, Mark Dominguez just says Jits prevails.
Jits does prevail. Great, great night for jiu-jitsu.
You know, he's going to celebrate tonight.
Yeah, he is.
He's ecstatic.
A lot of upsets.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was technically an underdog.
Yeah, it was a huge underdog. I don't think this was the upset of the year, though. I still think the Nunez.
Nunez,
Like
yeah.
like if you told me, hey, Oliveira, like if I didn't watch pay-per-view and you say Oliveira won, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Did he submit him? Yeah, okay. Oh, Dustin Poirier won. Oh, cool. Did he knock him out? Yeah, yeah. If you were like, oh, Amanda Nunez lost, I was like, what? How? Did she get injured? Did she break her hand? That would be my question, right? Right. But if you, Amanda Nunez won, I'm like, oh, okay. So none of those, no matter what scenario you gave me, the only one that would be shocking was that Amanda Nunez lost.
Someone stole his glasses.
Give him his glasses.
Man, come on.
Give the man his glasses.
They're right there. They're on the
And
floor.
the camera goes off. Beautiful Christmas tree, Las Vegas. All right.
It's the
so
only beautiful
to
thing
conclude
about Las
our
Vegas.
live stream, I don't feel like grappling. Do any of you guys want to grapple?
It is 12:48. Unless
Is
I'm
anyone
being
asking
mugged,
for
I do not want to
Is anyone
grapple.
asking for grappling?
Not at the moment, no. We can record a video of you guys.
Do you
all
guys want to
grappling.
grapple? Do you guys want us to grapple? You have to ask in the comment section right now. If you don't ask,
Yeah,
we're not going to do
5
it.
Yeah,
seconds.
you
1,
have 5 seconds. 2.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, no. Oh! No, did you consider that too late?
What did they say?
It was Mark Dominguez. It says, lots of love from Laredo, Tony. Do it. And then another person, please do it.
Okay,
And
well,
then another person, grapple.
grapple. All right, let's just do a quick little positional training.
We gotta take your mic.
Yeah, of course. Let's take the mics off.
Please.
Take the mics off. Oh, there you go. Here's your grapplers real quick. All right, here you go. We'll grapple real fast.
We'll let you and Fernie do
Yeah,
it.
of course. All right, we're gonna grapple real quick, just for the fans. All right. All right. Here we go. Quick little grappling match. Got our camera angle and our nice little.
If I did it, Fernie would be finished too quickly to be
Yeah, for
interesting.
sure. Just a quick grappling match for you fans. You got it?
I'll referee.
All right. Here we go.
Don't brutalize him too much.
All right,
Fernie.
quick little match. I'm gonna try to demonstrate what happened here. All right, I'm gonna try to get you to turtle. All right, here we go. Ready? Let's go. I'm gonna get you a turtle. If you don't turtle, I'll turtle.
Great job, Fernie. Oh,
Get him a turtle.
oh no.
Fernie.
That is what I was thinking, but it did not help.
Good job, bro.
All right, Fernie was flowing. He was flowing. He wasn't really going. All right.
You ain't fooling anybody.
There's our grapple match. Hope you guys enjoyed. Fernie's really a beast. He was just floating there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Leave your... What did you guys enjoy about tonight? In the comment section. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Fernie. David. Rico. Need to warm up, man. Out of breath. Catherine. Thank you guys for tuning in. Till next time. Leave in the comment section what you liked about tonight, and we'll have some more content for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the fights. Till next time, guys. Keep training.